obviously looks matter. As I understand it on
it's just human attraction. I mean,
Yeah.
as I understand it on Tinder, the top 20%, the 20% of guys get 80% of the attention. That says to me that the ladies are no better than the men
absolutely
in these circumstances. So, I don't have to protect anyone's honor here. Go ahead.
So here's her list of things that she says are making her question everything. Number 1, she claims, I can't even get a date out of a guy. She says, I thought, okay, I'll go on dates and see if there's any chemistry. I'll be open to different kinds of men. Can't know what works unless I try, she says. That might be a good way to approach dates if I got any. I seriously can't find a guy who will follow through long enough to even ask me out. It's legitimately depressing. Now, I guess I'm curious to know...
As a guy who, I've dated in the past, right? It's been some time, but I dealt with women who were like this, that were like wishy-washy. You thought they were going to, like things seem to be going well. One day everything's, on the up and up and we're moving forward. The next day...
You can't talk to her.
No response, no talking. Yeah. And, having that experience and hearing this article, I guess it just draws up in me, right? Like having to have been the pursuer, now I don't have to do that. I guess it just makes me chuckle to myself.
And it sounds like, again, looking at this lady's profile on Twitter, I'm going to guess she's in her late 30s, maybe?
Yeah, I think you're right. She's a pretty attractive woman.
So she's been around, I guess, dating long enough to possibly see things change. It sounds like it used to work for her, but now it's not working anymore.
I get the impression she's just come into dating as an important like it's important now, like the biological clock. She's a ticking,
right?
And now she's saying that she's open to dates with all kinds of men. Says to me somebody
she wasn't previously,
right, who was not previously open to all kinds of men, and was just fooling around, and now that she's serious, she wants them to be serious, and oh my goodness, they're not serious. You haven't been serious for 35 years, and now you want them to be, and they're not. Wow, that's got to be tough.
So, and another question that maybe she answers later in the story. I have not read this. You guys did bring it.
Yeah,
in
I had you read it because I got my head squeezed in jiu-jitsu and it hurts.
Yeah, maybe later on she'll talk about how she's meeting these guys. Because is she doing the online dating thing, or is she complaining about guys she meets at a bar or her workplace or the grocery store or wherever?
It appears to be mostly online. And, and when we read that article last night about, the way young people are and,
teenagers and
stuff.
How their cell phones, the smartphones, have been making them more depressed, basically. That's the belief, and there's a lot of evidence that points to it.
Yeah, the suggestion seems to be that people don't do dates anymore.
Not hanging out with their friends. Even statistics have been dropping precipitously in the last decade as far as that goes. And so it would make sense that carries over, into the dating life later on, even after moving out of parents' houses. So number 2.
So I just want to just real quick, here's some other titles that this same exact author has written in within the past week.
On the same blog?
Yeah, on the same blog.
Bold
I'm fearless, except when it comes to being vulnerable in love. I'm tired of meeting awkward, obnoxious guys. Where are all the normal ones?
Oh, well, that sounds like it'd be a good follow-up to this one.
I'm done sacrificing myself for guys who don't give a damn about me. And you're unlovable, and 14 other lies your anxiety tells you about love.
She does seem to have a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah,
a little
maybe.
Bit. But
then the next one, from 2 weeks ago, is 18 reasons most guys bore me to death.
Well, she apparently has been dating a lot and has found a lot of frustrations here.
She sounds moody. I want to know how she comes up with these titles this quickly.
Wait, yeah, how many, over how long?
She's pounding these out.
Hold on, yeah, over how long of a period did she write all of those?
Those was in a week.
That was 1 week?
It was 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
an emotional roller coaster with this gal.
Yeah, because she's not writing any from her experience in reality. She's just writing to get clicks. She's a good writer, clearly, because she knows what's going to get clicks.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing. She's probably just piecing together other stories from other blogs and whatnot, slapping it together, putting her name on it, and going, This is going to get clicks. Here you go, guys.
Well, that could be true. Now, the website here, bolde.com, let's see, headers up at the top.
First header, single
AF, which stands for as, a word we can't say on the radio. Real advice, is he worth it? Almost relationships when you just can't anymore. Maybe
can't even.
You can't even.
Yeah. Well, Johnson, I can appreciate the cynical viewpoint. It certainly could be true, but it could also be true that these experiences are true. And like you said,
cynical? What are you talking about?
know somebody personally who has had similar experiences.
Yeah, it's true.
So if you can relate to this, we'd love to hear from you. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. She's got a list here of, let's see, how many things? 12 different things that are making her question everything, she says. And we'll tell you more about that coming up here in moments. Number one, we only got through number one, which was I can't even get a date out of a guy. You want to comment? 855-450-FREE like freedom. You can join us here. This is Free Talk Live, and we've got Skype at Skype username LRN.FM.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. 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 The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You like your friends, and you like LRN.FM, or you wouldn't be listening. So like your friends enough to share something you like with them. Please share that you're listening to LRN.FM on your favorite social networking site.
Earlier this year, after many years of conflict over the direction of Bitcoin, the creators of Bitcoin Cash did just what they were told to do. They forked off. Now there are 2 Bitcoins, the one that is run by the big bank patsies, and Bitcoin Cash, the one that stays true to the creator's vision. Bitcoin Cash has surprised many with its relevancy and staying power, and the price reflects it. If you believe that Bitcoin was meant to be a low-cost, easy-to-use, peer-to-peer currency that could bring economic freedom to the world, you need Bitcoin Cash. Get your Bitcoin Cash wallet right now at bitcoin.com.
Do you want to help build a better financial system for everyone? Join Dash. Dash is Digital Cash, a digital money platform designed to replace cash and help people manage their own wealth. It's fast and easy. Fees are low and transactions are confirmed instantly. Dash is decentralized, run by users who earn rewards for helping run the network and make governance decisions. Dash is set up to succeed where other platforms have failed. Give it a try. Dash.org. Help people take control over their financial future today. Find out more at Dash.org.
Do you know the difference between erudite and pedantic? If you do, you're probably pedantic. But seriously, a surprising number of erudite people mispronounce erudite, which has 3 syllables, not 4. Say erudite, not erudite. Because you are judged by how you speak, you want to avoid common misstatements, especially if you're a job seeker. For instance, do you know the difference between imply and infer? Only a speaker can imply, only a listener can infer. And when you say you'll be out of pocket, do you mean out of touch? Out of pocket means you're on your own dime, not yet reimbursed. And if anyone ever asks, why do you always answer a question with a question? You should reply, do I do that? Just kidding. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
The 3 most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1. Share 1 episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program. It's my firm belief that Free Talk Live's AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented organizations. Support all the organizations you love. But make sure you give $5 a month to AMP at amp.freetalklive.com.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You dial toll free, bring up whatever you want. We're talking about relationships today, according to one blogger who's claiming that she's questioning everything, or that she wants to question everything after being blown off, she says, by men. Website bolde.com, and Amy Horton is the blogger. Johnson, you're skeptical. You're saying that you think this is BS, that she is just making crap up. But on the other hand, if this is going viral, if this is successful, right? Like
right.
If her strategy is to get clicks by saying these things, well, isn't she getting clicks because people are sharing the story who agree with it in a lot of cases?
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it or not, but generally, if you read this kind of stuff, I guess.
I'm not saying I know whether or not this is true. I'm not in the
right.
dating world, so I have no idea what it's like for people in that situation. And I don't really have any kind of point of comparison. I wasn't dating 10 years ago, and so
right.
I don't really know much about that anyway. So she claims, number 2 here, that the dating scene is getting worse and worse, and we're going to tell you more about it. You can also share your thoughts with us here if you want to weigh in on relationships today. And I would say she's probably millennial would be my guess, maybe on the cusp of millennial and
she could be a Gen Xer.
And Gen X. But anyway, we'll get back into that. But if you want to help build a better financial system for everyone, you can join Dash. Dash is digital cash, and it's on sale right now. The other cryptocurrencies have kind of gone down over the last day or so, with Bitcoin shooting up. So if you've been thinking about getting some Dash, might be a good time. It's a digital money platform that'll be designed to replace cash and help people manage their own wealth. It's fast, it can be private and easy. Fees are low, transactions are quick, and can be confirmed instantly. If you want, you can pay anyone, anywhere in the world, anytime for just pennies on the dollar. And Dash is decentralized and run by users who earn rewards for helping run the network and make governance decisions. Anyone can invest in Dash and earn rewards for helping run the Dash network. So join Dash and help create a better financial system for everyone. Take back control over your financial future today and find out more at Dash.org. There's a lot of momentum behind Dash right now. Go to Dash.org and find out why.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Dash is if you lock up a certain amount of Dash, you can create a master node. Now that
It's a lot of Dash.
It's a lot of Dash, but it's something you cannot do with another cryptocurrency.
Oh, there are other cryptocurrencies that have masternodes.
Okay, well not
I don't know if
major
Dash
ones.
might have been the first one. It's certainly one of the ones that's in the top 10.
It's not a major one, not major ones, I guess. None that I'm aware of. So therefore, not the major ones.
Okay,
and it gives you sort of voting power in within the network, and it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting aspect of it.
Indeed, if you've got a lot of money to invest. Back in the day, it would have been very easy to become a masternode, but right now, not so much. Dash.org is where you can go to learn more about it. And number 2, the dating scene is getting worse and worse, says Amy Horton over at bolde.com.
She's at a lot of sites, actually. It's not just that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just wrote an article recently for Thought Catalog.
Yeah, and I looked at, I'd never heard of Thought Catalog before, but I checked it out on Alexa.
They're huge.
It's very, very big.
It's big.
They're very,
very big. So, I mean, this lady is no, tiny little internet blogger, apparently. Like, she's got maybe a history, a catalog of different things that she's written.
She speaks for the single women of America.
Well, she speaks for herself, and maybe there are some people
I would guess
who
that
agree with
there's
her.
no way she's Gen X. I don't think she would have to be, like what? I mean, Gen X is like nearly, above 35, almost 40.
I'd say she looks mid to late 30s in the picture.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not an expert at judging those things, but anyway, number 2, she says first one, she said she can't get a date out of a guy. Number 2, the dating scene is getting worse and worse. If I had known a few years ago that things would deteriorate to this level, I would have found me a good man and locked him down. That's a strange thing to say. So what she was saying, she's admitting that she was just effing around in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Mark said he believed was probably the case.
Yeah.
And it's not like ladies aren't told this. Women need a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Ever heard that phrase? Gloria Steinem made it quite famous. And so I'm not saying that women need a man, but this lady is looking for one.
She sounds like she wants one now.
Claims that she wants one. Claims that if she had known that it was going to be like this, she would have locked one down. Like, it's very interesting, this article.
Well, I'd imagine it gets a little harder as you get older to lock a man down. As you're fighting with aging, you're fighting with losing your looks. Although she's not a bad-looking, older middle-aged woman. No. Going on here, she says, I had no idea that Tinder would come about and swiftly create the demise of good old-fashioned romance. I hate this new dating world I live in. I want nothing more than to destroy all dating apps and the awful way they've ruined actual interactions. So, that's something that I'm interested in hearing about. I mean, do people agree with that sentiment that dating apps have ruined actual interactions?
Not
that you know.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Johnson, have you spent any time on the dating apps?
A little bit, but I would say no, that's not accurate. I mean, you're on those apps generally, I think, to get a date, right? I mean,
presumably,
you could.
Although people would say that Tinder's a hookup
app.
People would say that Tinder's a hookup app.
It can be, yeah,
right?
for sure. And if that's how you're going to use it, then sure. But that's how she's using it.
Is that how most people are using Tinder? Because that's the context under which I've always heard it talked about, although I do know a couple who met on Tinder and they are still together and they got married.
Right. So, again, I think it's just how you choose to use it. A lot of these dating sites are how you choose to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Tinder's a dating app that gets used, quite often as a hookup app. That such a thing didn't exist when I was dating. More's the pity, but it just didn't.
We've talked about online dating over the years here on Free Talk Live since long before Tinder existed. This has been something that has allowed people to meet that otherwise would not have been able to meet, that otherwise might have felt, awkward. Maybe they didn't feel comfortable going into a bar, or it never really worked out when people would try to kind of connect them with a friend or a family member. Oh, you've got to date my son, or, one of those kind of setup dates.
Always worked well for me.
Worked out for you? Well, maybe for some people it doesn't work out particularly well, and maybe some people don't feel comfortable meeting somebody in a bar. It just might be an awkward thing. And so it has allowed those people to connect. And I think that, certainly it has plenty of success stories, right? There are a lot of people who have met each other and they have stayed together, or they've had a good, solid relationship. And I'm sure there's all kinds of horror stories as well from the online dating world. But there was probably horror stories when it came to, remember the old VHS tape dating services from like the 1980s and 90s?
No.
You don't remember that?
VHS dating tape? No.
I mean, I never used them, but they existed.
You would go into a dating service, and then you would they would ask you videos, and people would look at it?
Yeah,
okay.
They had spoofs of these on like Saturday Night Live, Mad TV, all the famous comedy shows.
I didn't know what we were talking about.
Dating videos.
Yeah, thanks for being more descriptive of what it was. So yeah, I guess the idea was you'd go into a place and they would have videos of people answering questions about themselves, and then you would look through those videos.
Just search YouTube for lowered expectations.
That's right. I think that's where I learned about that, actually. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. But has it ruined? She claims online dating apps have ruined actual interactions. And I guess I'm just curious to know if you agree with her on that. Those of you listening to the show, our toll-free number if you want to weigh in, 855-450-FREE, like freedom, 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
You've heard the phrase, you are what you eat? Not true. Actually, you are what you can absorb. So if the vitamins and supplements you now take are not being absorbed, what good are they? Introducing Protovite, proprietary liquid system that allows premium quality nutrients to positively affect the blood in an astonishing 5 minutes. Watch our amazing 2-minute live blood cell video at TrueHealthFacts.com. That's TrueHealthFacts.com. Then call 502-410-3411. Protovite is nutrition you can feel. Protovite is nutrition that gets in.
Free Talk Live.
I thought pagans worshipped the earth. I didn't think they've cast spells.
Well, and they do rituals, and they
really?
They believe in the spirits and the energies and whatever other crap makes them feel better about themselves afternoon.
Wait. Paganism has something to it. You know, there's sun worship involved in there, and I think the sun, if you're going to pick a god,
there is real energy involved in the sun.
Is a pretty good god. I mean,
real endothermic energy. Yes,
it's reliable. Every day it rises and it sets.
Yeah. I mean, and if we don't have him, we'll freeze to death.
Yeah. If you don't have him, you die immediately. Like life on the planet just begins to shut down without the sun. Sun's a good god, all in all.
Right, but then once you start making requests of the sun, you've started going overboard.
Well,
once you say, "Oh, great and powerful sun, help photosynthesis." Yes. I mean, unless you are asking for something other than green plants or vitamin D, you need.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live. You can dial toll-free and join us here. Bring up anything you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And we've got Skype as well, so feel free to Skype in here at Skype username LRN.FM. We're going through 12 different reasons that one blogger says she's now literally questioning everything when it comes to getting blown off by men. Apparently that is something she's not used to. Also, want to let you know about Bitcoin. You're looking to do some Bitcoin mining, especially right now before the upcoming potential hard fork and yet another split of Bitcoin. You can go check out pool.bitcoin.com to get involved over at the mining pool of bitcoin.com. You can forget the ongoing costs and equipment upgrades and maintenance of having to actually run your own server, your own miner. You can make new Bitcoin every single day, like Mark and I do over at pool.bitcoin.com. So go there, get started. There's a 100% uptime guarantee. The website's super easy to use, and you can actually use their calculator to help you understand what you could make based on what you put in over at pool.bitcoin.com. That's pool.bitcoin.com. As we go back to the blogger here, boldy.com. Amy Horton is writing, and she's claiming the dating scene is getting worse and worse. Now, one thing that does lead this to be clickbait kind of stuff that you were talking about, Johnson, is that there's not a whole lot of detail here. Like she's not really getting
it's just
into
playing into a fictional narrative. Essentially, is what's going on.
Well, it may or may not be fictional, but she doesn't give a whole lot of detail. She doesn't really explain any personal stories or relate anything that you can really dig into. So that's why I'm certainly looking for input from those on the outside. Those of you listening, if you want to weigh in here, our toll-free number is 855-450 free like freedom. She complains about dating apps like Twitter. She's on Twitter. Tinder. She's complaining about that.
I think the narrative that's fictional, by the way, is if you say something like the dating scene is getting worse and worse, it's probably likely that the dating scene is getting better and better, but that means for people who aren't terrible. So in other words, if you're a terrible person, no one's going to want to date you, and they're going to have more options.
Because of online dating, those people have more options.
Yeah, people have selection, and that because the dating scene's getting better and better for people to actually be able to find and make connections that they want to make. But if you're a terrible person, then you're not going to be able to find anything that you want because no one wants to be around you.
Which is maybe why she's saying earlier in the story that she's now expanding her search to include all kinds of men.
Right.
Because she's been striking out.
There's another point that needs to be sort of brought up here, and it's a unfortunate reality for ladies as opposed to it's men, right? So Sean Connery was voted sexiest man in the world at 60 years old.
Sexiest
Sean Connery was voted the sexiest man in the world at 60 years old, whereas attractive women have to come to the reality that post 25, this currency that they've had their whole lives is now becoming worth significantly less. Like it's decreasing, over time, and they don't have the training and understanding of how to deal with that particular world. So what they're doing is crashing into reality, but a reality that none of them have experienced.
So they're freaking out.
So I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening. She's not an unattractive woman by any stretch of the imagination. She's getting older. That's unfortunate, right? So there you go. I've got this old saying I've used, many times, and that is that I wouldn't wish an attractive woman on anyone.
Number 3, and by the way, if you want to weigh in here, our toll-free number 855-450 free like freedom. Number 3, there are so many available options that guys don't try at all. She says it's like they're sitting there with a huge menu in front of them. This is exactly what you were just saying a moment ago. And it's so overwhelming that they can't decide what to eat, so to speak. If they try me out and I'm not immediately to their liking, they move on easily. There's no need for effort.
Dude, where have I experienced that before?
And she says, it's sickening. Of course, she says they can blow me off.
No. She says, of course they blow me off.
Oh, of course they blow me off. Thank you. They barely even think of me as a human being. I'm just another face on a screen.
I'm sorry. That to me signifies that she's terrible.
Why is that?
Because, literally, it's not... what she's saying is like... She's dehumanizing these people, right? She's seeing them as, they've got all these selections and all these options, and they don't even consider me. It's like, well, no, that's probably not because they have all these options, but because they want to get away from you as fast as possible because there's something wrong with you. If this article were real, which I really don't think that it is, but if this article is real, she's not considering her role in this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Completely externalizing all blame onto other people.
Well, that's pretty human.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, pretty common, but I mean, if you're going to sit down and spend this much time thinking about it, gee, isn't there an obvious angle that you could be looking at it from? Like, maybe you play a little bit of a role in this.
Well, when you look at all your problems, there's one thing that remains constant.
You.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Yep, exactly. Number 4, she says, men constantly decide I'm too much work.
Now that, to me, sets off huge alarm bells.
Why?
Well, work? Like, work? Exactly what kind of work should I be signing up for in this relationship? Like, to me, a relationship is a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
A partnership, in theory, is less work. Like, it's a work
You're helping
sharing
each other.
agreement.
Yeah.
So, yes, I will have more work in some particular areas than others, but I am unloading some work in other areas. I have been in relationships where it is a lot of work, and I'm glad I'm not in them anymore. Right? Like there was a breakup in my experience, and I decided, this only happens when you're breaking up, by the way. And it only happens probably to a certain analytical sort. I began calculating from dollars and cents what she was worth. Right? So here I am. I'm making the house payment. I'm paying the electricity. I'm paying all the bills. And then I figured out there was cable that she was paying. And then she'd buy like tchotchkes for the house, candles and things like that.
Right.
And they all went, by the way.
Sure.
Gone. And
Who needs
I
that
just
crap anyway?
realized, right, I did. I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
And I just realized I don't need this. And whoop,
Yeah, it's a great point. So you shouldn't be taking on a new workload because you're bringing on a new relationship. I mean, obviously, relationships do take time, right? So there is some level of effort that has to be put into any relationship and making sure that it's going well. But I don't know if it should feel like a burden. It should be rewarding, I would think, here. But she goes on. She says that because I have needs. So again, header, men constantly decide I'm too much work. Because I have needs and feelings, and I'm not some accommodating robot. By the way, 1 out of 3 men, apparently, in another study, have said that they would sleep with a robot if...
in search of accommodating robot.
Anyway, going on, she says, I'm too much trouble to bother with. There are so many options online that they can easily find some girl who doesn't require anything of them. I avoid all the douchebags by refusing to let go of my standards, but I'm getting rejected by so many men that it's starting to screw with my head.
So when I hear this accommodating robot and, my standards and stuff, again, I don't know this lady, and I'm not disparaging this lady, but what I hear is the complaint that guys are looking for romance outside of the U.S., looking for the Asian gals, the Ukrainian gals, and,
because they're tired of the attitude, this attitude, right?
That there's a entitled American princess attitude out there. Mm. And look, again, I've married an American woman. My life is great. But I have heard this complaint, and I understand that complaint.
So she claims that she is refusing to let go of her standards, and now she's getting rejected by so many men that it's starting to screw with her head. Number 5 here, according to Amy Horton, she says, I demand common courtesy. Therefore, I'm considered a pain in the ass. I'll tell you more coming up here in moments. What she has to say, her complaints about the dating world today. She says that dating apps have ruined things. In fact, I actually posted a question on our Facebook. We'll see if anybody's responded with interesting responses about, have online dating apps ruined actual interaction? More coming up here. It's Free Talk Live.
From the first letter of Captain Mark. History is full of flowery documents claiming to limit the power of the crown, but these poetic social contracts have been impotent to prevent the predation. Limited government is a lie they use to keep us submissive. The crown cannot be trusted to abide by its founding charters, nor its treaties, nor even its own rules. The essence of the crown is centralized violence, and I've had enough. That's why I raised my black banner. I am no revolutionary. My aim is not to reset the cycle of violence, but to break it. My aim is an evolved society, invisible to the crown, not a new hierarchy, but decentralized networks with no central figure for the crown to target. If you want your servile life, keep it, but we will not submit to the Crown's agenda. And when you are ready to stop being its beast of burden, ready for adventure and opportunity, join us at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Are you happy washing your hands with harsh chemicals? Are you happy doing laundry with detergents? Are you happy paying high prices? Find your happiness with Pure Soap. These all-natural, earth-friendly Pure Soaps are the very best you've ever used. Buy in bulk. Get a 12, 36, or 48-month supply, or get items individually and still save big. You're getting soap products twice as good as what you're using now, earth-friendly and natural soaps. Your family deserves the best. Happiness is 5starsoap.com. Why not put your money up the drain for a change? See them at 5starsoap.com or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog. Cal Ben Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils. See their full selection of soaps at 5starsoap.com. That's F-I-V-E starsoap.com. Or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. For years, LRN.FM has had a listen line that you can call and listen to LRN.FM anytime. Now we're taking the idea to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on-demand line. You can call 641-793-9660 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed, and you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long-distance fees may apply. Just dial 641-793-9660 and choose from the menu. 641-793-9660.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves here. Toll free, 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you tonight, you've got Ian.
And Johnson.
And Mark.
Don't forget, you can go online and get interactive with other Free Talk Live listeners on our forum. It's pretty new as of like a little earlier this year. And we've seen a lot of the old BBS participants popping up and creating new forum accounts and getting interactive over there. So it's kind of fun watching that happen on a new platform that is actually modern and really works well. So check it out at forum.freetalklive.com. And we're going to go to your calls and thoughts, but then we're going to continue on with more of this lady's complaints. We're up through number 5, actually getting up to number 5 here on a list of 12 complaints. She says she's been getting blown off so much by men that she's literally questioning everything. Let's go to Skype, where David is on the line. David, you calling in with some dating advice for us tonight?
Oh, not really.
No.
I might have some, but actually I was calling into something you might find fun. A little heads up. Oh, first of all, you know, the Coast to Coast has that paranormal date, right? So you can have,
God.
Like,
the paranormal date. Okay, so I got to talk about this. So we actually had this company that was, I don't know, were they pitching you, Mark, or how did that happen?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. So this company comes out of nowhere, and normally Normally, when you're doing advertising sales, you don't have people coming to you. That's normally number one.
It's like being a man in the dating world.
Yeah. So somebody pitches Mark this idea of, hey, guys.
Is it like this? The paranormal date where getting ghosted is a good thing.
So
call it on the wild card line.
So they pitched
us. If you
us
want a date on the East Coast, call in.
And they pitched us on this idea of a what was it, a white label? I think they call it.
Yeah, white label dating site.
So basically, they provide the guts of the site, and then you would label it like whatever, libertarian date, or something like that.
Yeah.
Here, I got the title. I got the name for you. This is not. This is affectionately said. It's not knocking you. How about Freak Talk Live?
That's actually pretty good.
How about guys only?
Because that's what it would be. Because that's totally what it would be.
Hey, 10%, right?
That was of the AMP group.
Well,
so I would think that we have a little more than 10% of female listeners.
Yeah.
But the amplifiers in the AMP forum or the AMP only Facebook group was about 10%.
But I mean, talk radio as a genre generally is
dominated by males, not just behind the
Hugely
microphones, but also in the listenership. That's definitely true. So they offered us this, hey, white label this dating site, and there's all this money that you can make, and blah blah blah. And so, of course, I'm immediately skeptical of all these things. Mark wasn't skeptical at all. He's like, oh, look, we could have our own libertarian dating site. And I'm like, uh-huh.
Why don't you listen to the opportunities that I bring to you?
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see what they've done for others. I want to see an example of one or more than one of their white label sites. Let's see what this looks like. And one of the sites that was provided was this paranormal date that you mentioned, David. And it was, I guess, being promoted on Coast to Coast. So a major nationally syndicated talk show, a show that is way bigger than this program. And they gave a couple others as well. One was like Sacramento Date or something that was supposed to be, specific to a certain region. And then there was another one of which I don't recall. And so I went ahead and created new accounts on all three of those sites. And guess what? It turns out that they're all sharing the same database of, potential dates.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people, and I don't know how many of them are real because there were also robots on the site that were being clearly run by the site itself, because 15 minutes after signing up for the site, I received a message from someone. One profile I did put like a picture up, some basics, stuff up there just to see what that looked like.
Hello, love. Good date you like? Something like that.
No, it was written in English, but it was clear. Like, okay, yeah, it happened on multiple accounts. So again, I said I created an account on each one of these sites.
Right.
So I got the same inquiry from the same woman on both sites. Also, it always happened like about 15 minutes after I'd signed up for the account. And so, I mean, that's just screamed red flag. This website, this whole thing from top to bottom is a total scam. And of course,
they were probably attractive women, right?
No, not really. Not really.
My tip off is whenever I get a reply from on one of the dating sites that I would be using, if they're attractive, I just figure that they're fake.
Well, that's I think what they were thinking, right? Like if they just put some number 10 rated woman to send you this fake message, it would be obviously fake. So they didn't send the supermodel photos. They sent a more average looking female, and the idea was, you'd click, look, you got your first message, even though you don't have a photo on your profile.
Yeah.
You got your first message. Click here to sign up for $39.99 a month, or whatever the heck it was that they wanted. It was way more. They wanted like more than twice what like an OkCupid or a site with
it's free, right? So
yeah, that you can like get an A-list thing on the OkCupid, like they put your ratings above somebody else. But so anyway, yeah. Click here, you can sign up and give us all this money, and then you can read this fake person, or you can respond or something. It was one or the other. You could respond or read. And it was like, okay, yeah, this is obviously fake. So obviously, a scam. It's a scam in so many different ways, right? Like it's a scam in that they're branding it as though paranormal date. You'll meet women who are crazy like you about, ghosts. But no. you don't know if those people signed up through Paranormal Date or Sacramento Date or whatever the other thing was that, they probably have 50 different branded sites and they're all sharing. And in addition, you would think that if it was on like Coast to Coast, that they would have some decent amount. No, you could run a search based on your geographic area and however many miles out, like all these dating sites have. And the number of responses, the number of potential matches, even if you like opened it up 18 to 65, was like a fraction of what you would get on OkCupid,
right?
Within a much smaller range of like 18 to 35 or something like that. And so there was hardly any profiles there in comparison to the free sites, and these people wanted you to pay money for it. And so I sent back a bunch of questions to the whoever it was, the administrator of the site, the guy that was trying to pitch it, and he just had some really weak responses. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up, David. It was a ridiculous memory. Go ahead with what you were calling about.
Oh, yeah, I was when you guys went off the air last night. By the way, Paranormal Date is claiming, I think, 60-some thousand members right now.
Yeah, don't buy that crap.
Right. When I went off when you guys went off the air yesterday, I had to flip the channel and Mark Levin was on, so I was listening to him.
I'm sorry.
The Constitution.
Yes. But it gets better. The second caller that came on, it was like almost immediately, and he may be listening, and you can ask him about it. Scott the Bigot. If you're out there, call in and share your experience. He came on Levin's program as Rodney from Connecticut, from I forget which towns. Anyway, in Connecticut, and so he had to tone his normal talk down a little bit, so he got a little bit further into the call before he got cut off. But
that's funny because didn't somebody just say they heard Scott the Bigot call Rush Limbaugh's show?
Yeah,
I can't believe
Scott's
that.
Getting around.
I mean, how do you get through to Rush Limbaugh's show? Are Rush's phones as empty as our phones that Scott the Bigot can actually get through there? David, go ahead.
I've gotten through to Limbaugh's screener. I think he answered. I got in like one time. He put me in the queue, but I didn't get up to Rush, but I got through one time, and I don't know, I probably dialed that number hundreds of times over years, so it's pretty hard to get through.
Yeah, it cannot be easy to get through there. David, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate it. The toll-free number here tonight, 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Now, remember, when we don't have a caller on the line, it usually means we don't have a caller to actually put on the air. So if you hear us talking about something, and
Rush is a highly paid broadcast professional.
That's right. Can't he like defeat everybody with a one hand tied behind his back or something like that?
I'd like to see that.
Or like defeat God.
I invite Rush Limbaugh to this show to have a forum discussion rather than where he controls the phones about his ideas.
But what's the saying that he uses that he could like take on God with one hand behind?
With half my brain tied behind my back.
Half my brain tied behind my back.
And then I can't remember. On loan from God, something genius on loan from God.
Talent. That's what it was. What was his newsletter called? The Limbaugh Letter.
No, it's still out there. Yeah,
still doing it. All right. Anyway,
the Ditto Heads.
That was his army thing, because every conservative talk show host, and even the liberal ones, they all have to have their whatever army, some sort of variant on that. Anyway, going on here, number 5 on the list of reasons why this woman is upset at the dating scene today. She says she's literally questioning everything. She says, I demand common courtesy, therefore I'm considered a pain in the ass. And we'll tell you what she has to say about that. And it does seem as though she might be a pain in the ass based on the
And when she says literally, doesn't mean literally. She's doing it in writing.
855-450-FREE, like freedom. You can join us here. Hour number 2 is on the way. Take control of the airwaves here. This is Free Talk Live. And weigh in on the dating scene. Is it as bad as she's saying that it is?
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
There's no better app for tracking the value of cryptocurrencies than CoinCap. I've had a lot of apps for tracking Bitcoin, but none that's ever been able to track 500 digital assets at once. Their best feature is the Altfolio. I love this thing. You enter how many Bitcoins, Ether, Dash, Doge, or whatever else you have, and it tells you how much your crypto is worth. You can watch yourself get rich. If you have crypto, go right now to coincap.io, or you can use the Apple Store or Google Play to get the app. I love CoinCap. coincap.io. The three most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1, share one episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2, buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3, give $5 a month to the AMP program. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same prices with free Super Saver shipping by going to shop.freetalklive.com. Please do your online shopping at shop.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.04 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,286 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 5.5 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,803. Antiwar.com reports if the United States attacks North Korea, Britain is expecting to be quickly sucked into the conflict. This has UK military officials drafting plans for how they would react to an American attack. One of the planners told the press, "We have plenty of ships to send, and the brand new aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is not scheduled to be brought into service until 2020, could be activated immediately without flight trials to be rushed to the Pacific to take part in the war." That these plans are being developed underscores how seriously British officials see the risk of a war breaking out in Korea, with President Trump regularly threatening to totally destroy North Korea. British officials appear to see the threat as a real one. Whether Britain's navy would be needed in the war is less clear. The U.S. already has a massive navy, especially compared to North Korea, and such a war is likely to almost immediately boil down to massive mortar and missile fire back and forth, including potential nuclear exchanges.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports Playtex recalled 5.5 million plastic plates and bowls for children in the United States and Canada because of a choking hazard. The recall was jointly announced by Playtex parent organization Edgewell Personal Care, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, and the Canadian government. About 3.6 million units have been distributed in the United States and the rest in Canada since October 2009. They were sold until August in Babies R Us, Target, Amazon, and other stores. The company, based in Chesterfield, Missouri, said a clear plastic coating can peel or bubble from the surface of the plates and bowls. No serious injuries have been reported, but the company said it knows of 11 instances where the plastic was found in children's mouths and 4 instances of children choking on the product. Also, there have been 372 instances of the layer bubbling or peeling. The plates' designs include cars, construction scenes, giraffes, princesses, and superheroes. The white polypropylene plates and bowls have a colored rim on top or a non-slip bottom. The products were sold separately and some in sets. No other products have been recalled by the company.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports Michigan's top medical official will be charged with involuntary manslaughter for her role in the city of Flint's water crisis, which was linked to an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease that caused at least 12 deaths, according to the state prosecutor. Dr. Eden Wells, the state's chief medical executive, who already faced lesser charges, would become the 6th current or former official to face involuntary manslaughter charges in connection with the water crisis in Flint. A spokeswoman for Michigan Attorney General Bill Schwette said the state intends to add involuntary manslaughter and misconduct in office to the other charges of obstruction of justice and lying to police that Wells already faces. Gerald Lax, an attorney for Wells, said he first learned of the proposed additional charges at a pretrial hearing on Monday when Special Prosecutor Todd Flood announced the state's intentions to file them. Lax said Flood indicated on the record that he would be providing us some additional information in relation to the charges, adding he had no further comment. The charges stem from more than 80 cases of Legionnaire's disease that were believed to be linked to the water in Flint after the city switched its source from Lake Huron to the Flint River in April 2014. Wells was among 6 current or former Michigan and Flint officials charged in June. The other 5, including Michigan Health and Human Services Director Nick Lyon, were charged at the time with involuntary manslaughter stemming from their roles in handling the crisis. Involuntary manslaughter is a felony in Michigan that carries a sentence of up to 15 years in prison.
This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
This is the Onion Week in Review. A Colorado man reminisced Monday about a simpler time when he only masturbated to still images on the internet. 36-year-old Timothy Barchuk, who now says he requires multiple streaming hardcore videos just to get excited, willfully reflected on the days of waiting for slowly loading images of naked women to appear.
Look at this picture of Phoebe Cates. Sure, you can pull it up in 2 seconds now. Back in the old days, you'd have to wait for it to materialize on your screen pixel by pixel. It's not about her tits, which are nice, but it's about waiting for them. Nowadays, you could pull up 8 different videos of anal sex at once. Who cares?
In local news, the person who will one day become the warlord ruler of what was once Nebraska is born in an Omaha hospital. And in other news, a man and woman get drunk and blow $30,000 in one night. A lonely college student calls up his mom to talk about Harold and Kumar, and another dead body is tossed on a heap somewhere. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, and we're launching into the second hour of the program. You can dial in toll-free, bring up anything you want. Our number here is 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. Although the topic tonight so far has been the question of online dating or dating in general today. One author over at what blog site called bold.com, Amy Horton, is saying she has gotten blown off by men so much lately that she's literally questioning everything. She's got 12 points on why she's so frustrated. And as you guys have pointed out, by the way, it's Ian Johnson and Mark in the studio here tonight. Johnson, you say that you don't even know, either she's just writing for the sake of writing or she's actually pretty insane.
A little messed up.
Based on the titles of some of the other pieces that she's written. And she's like hammering these things out day and night, apparently.
She's like the Adele of, online female blogging.
Meaning that she's gotten broke up with or something?
That she's constantly wailing online about relationships. And
it's contradictory as well. A lot of the things she's saying, she's like going from one extreme to the other.
Well, I just found one story that I'm like trying to like detective work this, like going back in her like stories that she's written for this that one site, bold.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's got one, she says here, sex is a complicated thing. It's amazing how much it can either liberate you or screw you up, depending on your experiences. It seems like the more you have it, the more baggage you acquire. I personally had a really messed up sexual relationship a few years ago, and I'm just now beginning to understand how much it traumatized me. And this is like right after she wrote an article about this. That article was from 6 months ago, and then she wrote another article that was also from 6 months ago that was, I'm dating someone who is emotionally mature, and I don't even know how to handle it.
Okay.
So this was 6 months ago, and the article that we're covering now is actually 2 months old. So
okay.
So like this article that we're covering now was written 4 months after she had this breakup with someone who was apparently emotionally mature.
Well, what's breakup qualify as? I mean, when she says dating, what does that mean? Maybe this is one of the guys that's standing her up. I don't know. I've heard a lot of these titles more.
Maybe it's because she was raised by a
Read
single
some more
dad.
titles because you read them during the break.
Because she was raised by a single dad, and it changed the way she loves.
Well, wow. Read some more titles, though, because
Sure.
Mark's going to comment on them, but I want to make sure our listeners know what they are.
Are you really the problem, or is he manipulating you into thinking you are?
He's a gaslighter.
This is the emotionally mature guy that she's dating at this time, apparently. I don't hate men, but I'm having trouble finding one that I like enough to date. If we want men to treat us better, we have to demand it.
Oh, that is going to go well.
I might sabotage something great just because I'm scared of getting hurt. I get too excited about guys too fast, and I don't know how to stop. Yeah, I've heard that before. Date a man who genuinely respects women. It'll blow your mind. Your sex life might be good, but...
Apparently that was just theoretical because she's not with him still.
I've heard about one of these.
I have trichotillomania, and it makes dating terrifying. I don't know what that is.
I want to know now.
Yeah.
Trichotillomania?
Yeah, so TRICHO.
Yeah.
TILLO mania.
Okay. The internet says hair pulling, an impulse control disorder. She likes to pull presumably her own hair
out.
Maybe her own hair out, or maybe she pulls other people's hair. I don't know.
All right, do you want to share more, or should we go back to the calls here?
I'll just do a couple more. 12 ways I found myself when I lost him. And let's see.
This is, by the way, Amy Horton. Amy Horton, who apparently lives in Los Angeles, according to her profile, and she's blogging over at bolde.com and also a fairly popular blog, apparently, thoughtcatalog.com.
I mean, here's a great one that just says it all in itself in the title. I'm an amazing woman. But men don't seem to realize that.
All right, so we're going to get back into her story here with your calls and thoughts. Welcome. Because, for all of the critique that we can make about her as a blogger and as an individual,
my only critique is that clearly she's a successful blogger. She's been writing stuff like this for a long, long time, and apparently, capitalizing the fact that people don't pay attention.
And there is actually, the rarity of actually a female in the studio here with us, and she has said, off the air that she feels like she can relate to a lot of this. So even whether or not this lady has actually experienced this, there are people who are experiencing frustration with dating today. And is it different now? I mean, there's evidence to suggest that it would be, right? Because last night, as you pointed out, Mark, we talked about that story from The Atlantic, which is very detailed. We didn't read the whole thing on the air, about teenagers today showing that they're not going out as much, not even with friends anymore. They're not spending time with friends. They're not going out on dates. 12th graders, seniors in high school, were going out less than 8th graders were like 10 years ago. So, I mean, there's just an incredible drop-off of social kind of doingness in real life.
The social doingness is dropping off.
So let's go to Craig. He's on the line on Skype land. Hello there, Craig.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
What's on your mind? Where are you calling from, by the way?
It's going well for you. Listen, I have a great story about Tinder.
Okay, sure. And by the way, just to interrupt you here, the lady in the studio also says that out of 10 contacts on Tinder, all 10 just want to have sex. So, like, almost nobody on Tinder is there to date. What's your experience been?
Well, I mean, that's always a consideration. But let me tell you this story. This is real interesting. I'm actually, I'm planning on moving to New Hampshire in next spring.
Oh, wow.
And so what I did was I knew that I was coming this past summer to New Hampshire. So I decided to go on Tinder and see if I could find a libertarian leaning woman. And I actually did find one.
Huh.
And I met up with her when I was there. And at this point in time, we're an item.
And how long have you been together with this woman?
No, I just met her in July.
Okay.
So is this when you say met and an item, I have some questions. Have you met this lady in real life?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's kind of the point of Tinder. People meet and then they have sex.
Well, he said he was going to move to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And that happens when people meet, I'm clear.
Right.
But he had not yet moved, and he met this lady in New Hampshire, right?
He didn't say that.
Yes, I was visiting New Hampshire over the summer. And so I knew that. So I figured, well, why not try and see if I can find a
I see. So you were using Tinder in a place you were visiting. Gotcha. Okay. I presume you were.
So I mean, I thought it was amazing. I joined.
Now, did you actually
Tinder
search? I've never used the app, so I thought that the way I always understood it was people just swipe. Can you actually search for keywords or whatever in people's descriptions?
Yes. Yeah. What happened is that I joined through Facebook. And she apparently was also on Facebook, and it turned out that we had some common interests. One of our common friends was Jeff Berwick.
Oh, okay. Libertarian.
And also she was a member of the group. She was a member of the group Being Libertarian.
Cool. Now,
so what I did was
how does hold on before you go on?
Contact her.
Yes.
In order to contact her, I did what's called super liking.
What's that?
Which means they know that you've liked them, and they will come back. They'll answer your inquiry. Say, well, why did you super like me?
Normally, just to be clear, normally if you swipe on somebody, you don't know if they liked you. I thought the point was to swipe and match the other person also swiping in the same direction.
Yeah, if both of you swipe that you like each other, then you can contact them.
Unless you super like the person, in which case then they get a notice?
They get a notice.
I see. Okay. So that's a different way to approach somebody than actually trying to awkwardly send them some sort of question like, hey, whatever question that I think will get, you to respond.
Here's a picture of a zucchini.
Right.
So she responded to the super like is what you're saying?
She responded to it, and so we chatted. Then we talked on the phone, and then we met when I came to New Hampshire this past summer.
That's cool, man. Hey, thanks for sharing that story. We'll look forward to seeing you when you get up here. And Craig, thanks for the call tonight. The toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE. So giving an example of somebody who's actually used Tinder to have a relationship rather than just sleep with somebody, although apparently most people say that it's all about the hookups. More on the way here. It's Free Talk Live.
Called it elephant skin. It was rough, wrinkly, like a Brillo pad.
His hair was falling out in clumps.
Petey stopped eating and all his hair fell out.
Our golden retriever, Sundance, he scratched incessantly. There was hair all over.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dinovite is nutrition.
Within 2 weeks, the shedding slowed down to almost none. The scratching went away after a few days, and Sundance's coat was starting to get shiny and glossy.
It's a 180 turnaround. His skin has cleared up. He is not in pain.
If your dog has shedding, dry skin, excessive scratching, do the Dinovite.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. Dinovite for life.
DINOVITE.com.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL.
Do you want to help build a better financial system for everyone? Join Dash. Dash is Digital Cash, a digital money platform designed to replace cash and help people manage their own wealth. It's fast and easy, fees are low, and transactions are confirmed instantly. Dash is decentralized, run by users who earn rewards for helping run the network and make governance decisions. Dash is set up to succeed where other platforms have failed. Give it a try at dash.org. Help people take control over their financial future today. Find out more at dash.org.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, you dial toll free, bring up anything you want. Our number here, 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We do have Skype, and the Skype username is lrn.fm. Joining you in the studio tonight, it's Ian. Oops, sorry, Johnson. Try that one more time.
And Johnson.
And Mark.
Very nice, very nice. So we're talking about this blog post about why one lady is very frustrated, she says, with the dating scene these days. Amy Horton, who's a blogger at a few different websites, this one appearing at bolde.com.
And if what we're saying here really appeals to you and you're looking for somebody to date and you live in California...
She's looking right now.
She's looking. She wants a modern man with old-fashioned values. She enjoys carnivals, hilarious people, ridiculous occurrences, and food. She really likes food.
And plucking out her own hair, apparently.
And plucking out her own hair and anything loaded with sarcasm and irony. She mostly enjoys giving advice on relationships and sex, despite having a quite flawed track record.
Right.
Both.
Well, at least she's honest there, right? Like
she says, but hey, you're listening, so who's the foolish one now?
She's got a good point.
Number 5. But, regardless, there are people who share her beliefs. And so if you want to weigh in here on the situation with dating in America today, our toll-free number is 855-450 free
Actually,
like freedom.
To put this into further context, apparently she's trying to do all this dating in L.A.
Okay.
So that should just
is
give
it different in LA?
Yeah, the type of people who are in LA
shallow,
are particularly shallow and self-centered.
So I hear.
By the way, the toll-free number here, if you want to join us, 855-450 free like freedom. Do want to let you know about My Pillow. It is a great pillow. I've been using it for a year and a half or something like that at this point, and it's been awesome. And Mark, you also have.
Indeed, it's awesome.
You can get yours over at mypillow.com. Use code FTL like Free Talk Live, and that'll get you your My Pillow at half price or 2 for the price of 1. It's up to you how many you order at mypillow.com with code FTL. And you also can wash and dry My Pillow, which is an amazing feature. I've never seen that with any other pillow, and it also really works well. It keeps your body, fits to the shape of your body and holds your neck in the proper position. And if you don't like it for some reason within the first 60 days, you can send it back and they will send you your purchase price back. MyPillow.com, code FTL. If you do keep it, as we've done, it's guaranteed to last for 10 years. MyPillow.com, code FTL. Number 5 on her list. Oh, go ahead.
Before we go on, just something else that I think adds an explanation to her sort of like misanthropy, her hatred for people, is the fact that apparently she's also, since moving out to LA, frequently she works as a waitress.
And that is why she hates people?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Has
nothing like working with the public to make you hate people. That's for sure.
So she's going through lists of 12 different reasons why she's frustrated with the dating scene today, and that she's literally questioning everything. Let me jump through the first 4 that we've already covered. Number 1, I can't even get a date out of a guy. 2, the dating scene is getting worse and worse. 3, there are so many available options that guys don't try at all. 4, men constantly decide I'm too much work. 5, where we left off, I demand common courtesy. Therefore, I'm considered a pain in the ass. She says women must have horribly low standards these days because guys are always shocked when I want them to give me respectful treatment.
What is respectful treatment?
She says, yes, if you want the pleasure of my company, I expect you to plan a date. It doesn't have to be fancy, but at least come up with something. The level of laziness among single men is appalling. No wonder none of them have girlfriends. So planning a date, meaning like dinner and a walk, or like something more elaborate. I guess I'm curious to know what she envisions as a well-planned date. What does that mean for her?
Well, didn't I just read her list of things that she likes to do? Carnivals.
Carnival, okay, right? There you go.
Look up her blog.
She likes food, so probably take her out to eat something.
That's a given, right, for a date.
Pay for her a lot for food.
But I'd say get her some coffee and buy her a pastry. Then you're cutting down that meal cost significantly. Okay,
Find a fancy pastry place.
I have I've been on my fair share of dates and bought my fair share of meals for women. With my wife, we never really, we ended up hanging out. I didn't have an intention of going out with her. I didn't say that's the woman I want to date, and then ask her or anything like that. It was we're put together in a class and ended up talking quite a bit.
Yeah,
and so my experience is that the sort of meet date thing wasn't so great, whereas the find somebody that you like and decide that you want to be friends with them, friends with somebody who you're sexually attracted to worked out real well for me.
Right, and more of a natural meeting rather than we're meeting through a dating site.
Now, I must say that I don't think there's anything wrong with attempting to find somebody to date. And it's got to be very frustrating.
Especially if you work, at home, or you work in an office with all men or something like that, right?
Right. Like not everybody can have it that way, but
you work all the time and you don't have any hobbies.
It worked out for me.
She did say here she likes anything loaded with sarcasm or irony, so maybe, you could take her on a date to a bar and order like water.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Or, hey, it's both sarcastic and ironic.
Number
it's unexpected, right?
6, even when I think things are going well, I get ghosted. She says sometimes guys actually lead me to believe they're truly interested. They say lots of pretty things and compliment me. They say, and by the way, Mark, Jonathan, I think you found that she was actually 27 or is actually 27?
Well, 27 6 years ago in 2011.
6 years ago.
So she's 33 roughly.
Okay.
Probably.
So
she's going to be mad when she hears this. We called her late 30s.
I did say mid to late 30s, yeah.
I said I didn't think so, so I was probably I'm fairly good at judging these things.
Fine, but she's probably not going to hunt any of us down and kill us.
They say lots of pretty things and compliment me. They state their excitement to spend time with me. Funny enough, when it comes down to actually jumping in, they suddenly make excuses and disappear. What kind of world do I live in where guys are too afraid to actually meet in person? It's bizarre.
Los Angeles. But she wanted to answer the question. I did.
But that's not fair. I mean, surely this happens in a lot of different places, right?
I don't know.
This kind of behavior. I don't know either. I'm just saying.
It's probably more frequent in cities, and it's probably
cities?
even more frequent in cities like Los Angeles.
When I was dating, the people I was frustrated at weren't men. So I don't have a lot of empathy or connection to this woman, I guess, and I stopped dating more than a decade ago. I'm not exactly sure, probably should know, but I don't know how long it's been, and, that's it.
She says, number 7 here, I get tossed aside so frequently that it's messing with my head. I had to delete all the dating apps, she says. I know that I'm a wonderful woman and a great girlfriend, but the callous disregard of men
You're
online
not a great girlfriend.
made me...
No, she had another one. Another title that I read was, Why I Cheated Even Though I Promised Myself I Never Would.
But the callous disregard of men online made me question my own self-worth. I started thinking that maybe there's something really wrong with me. Well, maybe she should have thought a little harder about that.
Well, I don't know. This isn't the thing is that this is the way you're going to feel until you find somebody to be with. And you don't feel that way once you're with somebody because all these sort of issues are wrapped up. She's, going through turmoil, and she's writing about the turmoil, and it's not nice.
She says maybe there's something wrong with me that guys find too intimidating and ambitious for them. In reality, I can't change the fact that they're so insecure.
Yeah, it's blame.
More coming up. It's Free Talk Live, 855 450 free.
Advertising your business with GCN is simple, effective, and more affordable than you might think. Visit advertise.gcnlive.com for more info. Take your business to the next level. That's advertise.gcnlive.com.
ProPure water filters. Most trusted, most tested. Right now, you can save 25% on the ProPure Nomad gravity system. Visit an authorized ProPure dealer for details. That's PROPUR.
Chad here, owner of Infidel Body Armor. With the shooting in Vegas, there will be calls to ban guns and body armor. You can expect prices to rise dramatically in the coming weeks as gun grabbers try to outlaw your freedom. If you don't have your armor kit yet, you're behind the curve. Don't miss your window of opportunity. Go to infidelbodyarmor.com and click on Specials. That's infidelbodyarmor.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Imagine, if you will, a virtual world, a symbiotic economy with its own currency, where you can barter your services with others. Symbi.com is a marketplace of real people exchanging skills and services, from web developers, marketers, video production specialists, and teachers of all sorts, to gaming consulting or fitness coaching. Symbi.com is a vast world of people trading freely. Take my word for it, it's an adventure you can't afford to miss. Simbi.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment, it gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Money, power, and respect are all yours at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Be seen as an industry leader. You can do it. The last application you filled out when it was time to hit submit did your nerves spike. You didn't get the approval you seek, but there's a better way. We teach you exactly what to place into the right systems the right way the first time so you get approved. Get up to $100,000 in instant business credit. Many people will get cash on the spot. Use those two tools in your new corporate credit engine. so you can walk into the bank and get your project funded today. It's all about today at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Credit Success Secrets Revealed is explosive and ignites instant results. Dial 1-800-707-8719. That's 1-800-707-8719. 1-800-707-8719. Or just go to CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and we invite you to join us on the radio. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And Skype in to join us here if you want to talk about the online dating world. You are welcome to do that here. Skype username is lrn.fm. Plus, want you to know about how you can check us out online via webcam. We've got a cam over at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com. That's how you can watch Free Talk Live. And, of course, if you can't watch us live from 7 to 10 at night Eastern Time, you can always watch us later on over at youtube.freetalklive.com. So cam.freetalklive.com takes you to our cam page during the live show. And then if you want to see it later, you can go and look at archives from, I don't know, the last couple of years. I think we've been streaming cam feed for like a couple of years now. Go check it out. It's all free. youtube.freetalklive.com takes you right to our YouTube channel. And again, cam.freetalklive.com while we're live. It's Ian Johnson and Mark in the studio here tonight. We're talking about this lady's article, and is she onto something here, or is this just a lot of complaining about a lady who may have a chip on her shoulder about the dating process, or is some of this legitimate? She's got 12 reasons why she says she's literally questioning everything because she's been blown off by men so much lately. Number 8 on this list is, I like who I am, but it seems most guys don't. And I think she means by that they don't like her. She says, I'm tired of men who say one thing and then either back out of it or act completely the opposite. 1 minute, I'm the coolest, most genuine, interesting, grounded woman they've ever met. The next, I'm too much for them, and they feel that I deserve better than them. Just be honest and quit with the lame cop-outs. I like who I am, but this pattern makes me feel bad.
Well, I guess that is a pretty universal experience, right? You date long enough, you're going to find people that are, giving you compliments and then just don't feel like it's the right fit. One thing that I can tell you that I experienced in the dating world was there were a certain amount of women that wanted excitement,
From the dates or the person?
Something, right? Like somehow I didn't qualify as exciting.
Not enough of bad boy, perhaps?
I don't know what it means.
I mean, you were in prison.
Right. I mean, maybe they felt let down that I didn't beat them. I don't know. I have no clue what excitement meant.
And they weren't telling you.
Well,
you
how could they?
They expected you to know what they meant by that.
Right. How could they possibly? How can you describe I want excitement?
Yeah.
Did you want me to come home with a gun pointed at you? I mean, that'll be exciting. Shut your stinking mouth. How's that?
Extreme
suddenly,
sports?
I don't know.
Jumping out of airplanes.
I have no idea what it means. So what I took that as is she wants something different out of life right now than I do. And that was it. And it's okay.
Number 9, she writes, I try not to take rejection personally, but I have feelings. I do try to remember that because it's all online, people don't treat me like a real live person. It's easy to swipe left or flake out or disregard another human like they don't exist. I try not to make it about me, but when it happens over and over again, I do feel hurt. I'm a sensitive being whether I like it or not, and that's why I've decided I'm better off not trying to date at all. Now, this was 2 months ago. Johnson, can we get an update? Because she says here that she's decided she's better off not trying to date at all, but you say she wrote this 2 months ago. Have there been any other blogs, if you happen to have it handy? Because we were looking through this. This woman has a laundry list of blogs about relationships. So here she is claiming she's not going to date anymore. And do the headlines of the blogs published since this one indicate that she has indeed continued to give up on dating, or that she's still
okay. So let me go
herself.
in order after this one. So the titles after this one,
and these are all on bloge.com where she's blogging.
That's correct. Boldy.
Oh, sorry, Boldy. Thank you.
So right after this, after getting blown off, she is saying, "Why can't I find a good guy who isn't intimidated by me? Guys loved me when I had no self-esteem. Now that I'm confident, not so much. I don't want a boyfriend, but I want the benefits of having one. I want a modern man with old-fashioned values. If I go on one more bad date, I'm going to lose it." 15 signs.
Conjecture that the person who wrote that already had, because I don't even know what they mean. Just rambling on.
So now we're at 1 month ago where she says 15 signs you're a badass who takes no crap from guys. I'm all about making the first move with guys, but they don't seem to like it. I don't believe in good men anymore, and I don't know what to do. Love is great, but not having to deal with heartbreak is even better.
You know what's particularly attractive, ladies? Bitterness. Bitterness is attractive.
Oh my God. Yeah. Right after the very next article title is, "I'm not upset my ex is getting married. I'm thrilled." 18 ways my life has improved since I embraced my inner badass. 18 reasons most guys bore me to death. You're unlovable, and 14 other lies your anxiety tells you about love. I'm done sacrificing myself for guys who don't give a damn about me. I'm tired of meeting awkward, obnoxious guys. Where are all the normal ones?
So she definitely doesn't sound like she's given up on dating at all.
I'm fearless, except for when it comes to being vulnerable in love. That's the most recent one.
All right, number 9 here. She says she's again better. She says she's decided she's better off not trying to date at all. Number 10. It makes me feel small and invisible to be passed over so frequently. I've gotten to the point, she writes, where I don't even know how to talk to men anymore. I'm so afraid I'll think the wrong thing or show interest only to be dismissed yet again.
I mean, it really is. It's like, oh, looks like you're reading from the perspective of a man. Like, this is what most men have to put up with, right? on the just
well, the tables turn basis. And they turn somewhere between sort of call it 30 years old for men, because that's when they really actually reach adulthood, right? And then the ladies have, the table sort of turned for them at 25, right. And I think that many times they just don't know how to deal with being on the receiving end and not the dealing end.
She says, it seems easier to ignore them altogether. I thought I could do this and wait for a guy to really try to win me over, but no one's trying, and sometimes I feel like the most unappealing woman alive.
Well, okay.
Number 11. I almost feel like I'm losing my sanity. It's hard to maintain a sense of self when everything that happens hints to the contrary. I know that I'm not being ridiculous and asking for common decency, but then that little evil voice in my head whispers, what if you're crazy? What if you're really the problem? I have to tell it to shut up so I don't lose my mind.
I love this article.
Apparently she's gaslighting herself at this point.
Well, there's no one to blame for it.
So it's possible that everybody here is crazy, just saying. Number 12, she says, I love my life, but being dismissed by men puts a damper on it. It's easier to ignore dudes altogether than allow them to cast a shadow on my otherwise awesome life.
Apparently it's not, considering she continues to write articles.
Right, she's obsessed with dudes. I'm very happy, except when it comes to love. It definitely affects me sometimes. I do want romance in my life, though I don't need it. It's tough to keep reminding myself how good I have
clearly
it.
This isn't a need for her.
Even though men are constantly blowing me off. So there you go. That's an interesting piece from Amy, what was her name? Amy Horton. And if you want to share your thoughts on dating today, because, is she right about some things and maybe, crazy on some other things?
Yes.
Yeah, the toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE. If you want to join us, 855-450-3733. Should that be enough from Ms. Horton, or should we we do more.
No, not
Okay.
more.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Okay.
It's amusing, but I think that she's going through a lot of turmoil, and she makes money off of writing these sorts of articles.
She appears to be video blogging as well, based on some posts on her Twitter.
Well, there's something to like on YouTube.
Toll-free number here tonight, 855-450, free like freedom, 855-450-3733. We continue. You can talk about dating or whatever you want to discuss. A vegan food truck owner is under some pretty serious scrutiny after not being particularly, I guess, nice to the victims in Vegas. Have you wanted to get into Bitcoin mining but don't want to deal with the hassle and frustration of operating the mining hardware? Let pool.bitcoin.com handle it for you like I did. Just visit pool.bitcoin.com and use their calculator to estimate what you could end up making. You get to decide which Bitcoin you want to mine. If you already have mining equipment, you're invited to join pool.bitcoin.com. Get all the details and get started mining Bitcoin at pool.bitcoin.com.
This is Ed Lukasevic.
And Cindy Lukasevic at Dinovite.
This year, whenever you order a 90-day supply of Dinovite for your dog, we'll send you a free sample of one of the other doggy things we make.
Like Liquid Chops, Super Mega Fish Oil, or Doggo Suds Shampoo.
What's on your dog's wish list?
We'll offer a different freebie each week at Dinovite.com.
Don't you just love the sound of healthy, happy dogs?
Dinovite is nutrition.
Dinovite for life.
DINOVITE.com.
Dr. Carolyn Dean wants you to have a free chapter of her new book, The Magnesium Miracle 2nd Edition, and it's available at magmiracle.com. In your free chapter, Dr. Carolyn Dean explains how magnesium is essential to support the structure and function and overall health of your body. Your free chapter is your guide to learn how to support your heart, bone, metabolic, lung, and mental health with this powerful mineral. The Magnesium Miracle 2nd Edition is available on Amazon, but right now get a free chapter at magmiracle.com, spelled M-A-G, miracle.com.
In an emergency, you need a fire now. But what if the wood is wet? No problem for InstaFire. Our non-toxic fire starter packs lights wet wood, floats, and can even burn on water or in any weather. Sustains winds up to 30 miles per hour, and each pouch weighs only 1.75 ounces. Need an emergency or camp stove? Get the InstaFire Inferno stove that boils 20 ounces of water in under 3 minutes with controllable heat and temp from 425 to 1500 degrees. Free shipping. Go to instafire.com and use discount code RADIO30 up to 3 times for 30% off your order. InstaFire. Fire in an instant.
Understanding your credit score is the first step towards managing and improving it. This is Charlie Sundstrom with your Van Dyke Mortgage Minute. The most influential component of your credit score is your payment history. Almost equally as important is the amount you owe on credit accounts. Also impacting your score, but to a lesser degree, are the length of time you've utilized your credit, the number of new accounts, credit inquiries, and your various types of credit accounts. To help achieve or maintain a healthy credit score, have a system set up to assure your bills are always paid on time. Don't max out your cards. It's better to have a high credit limit with a low balance. Never close old accounts. The age of these can actually help your credit score. But don't be afraid to use your credit. You need several accounts in order to have a credit score. Just keep the corresponding payments within your means. For your mortgage pre-approval and refi needs, start by visiting vandykemortgage.com.
Corporate NMLS 3035. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Charlie Sundstrom, NMLS 134251.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. Dial on in toll free. Bring up whatever you want. Our number here, 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. With you in the studio here tonight, it's Ian.
And Johnson.
And Mark.
So we were just, during the break there, I mentioned that this lady that we've been reading this article from throughout the show here tonight about why she's frustrated with the dating scene and how she's going to give up on dating. And then, of course, her other articles make it sound like she hasn't given up on dating. But she's mad because all the men are rejecting her out of hand, or they're standing her up, or refusing to even meet with her. And so she's upset. She's in her early 30s.
She's not an unattractive woman. I'd like to, point that out.
Nope. She would not have a problem, I think, finding men who are attracted physically to her. But she's claiming that these dates go so bad, or they don't even happen, and they just never even get to that point. And she wants to be romanced, and that's not happening. And she's got all kinds of complaints. She has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were watching here during the break. I don't know if I can play this video because of the title. I don't know if she actually says the title in this video. We didn't have a chance to listen.
You better not take a chance.
I'm not going to. The title is honestly F Men and F Dating. I'd rather die alone. And so short. It's 2 minutes long.
I believe I heard her say, "Give me an effing break."
Okay, so, yeah, probably.
So this is. Again, it's difficult, right? Like the tables turn in dating at some point between like 25 and 30. A 30-year-old guy is not facing what he was facing at 18. It was pretty hard for me to find. I didn't find the caliber of woman I was looking for at 18, whereas by the age of 35, I could write the rules pretty easily. And that can't be very pleasant when you're an attractive woman like this woman is.
Mm-hmm.
And she's used to things being the way they've been for a period of time, and now they're not going to be that way anymore.
Used to men waiting on her hand and foot and, vying for her attention.
Yeah, Sadly, the world provides inaccurate information to attractive women, highly attractive women,
throughout their
young lives. And then somehow that information begins to change to something closer to reality as they get older, and that's got to be really uncomfortable.
So there are, of course, comments on this particular video, and why don't we just read some of the YouTube comments?
Oh, no. No, that's a terrible thing to do. Go ahead.
The number one comment on the video here, again, this is her complaining for 2 minutes about, the dating scene, is by MGTOW philosopher posted one week ago.
MGTOW.
What's that? What does that mean?
Men going their own way.
What does that mean? Like they're just giving up on women, or what?
No, MGTOW is this huge movement. There's a movie called The Red Pill.
Isn't this like The Players or whatever? What is?
Sort of. No, it's actually it's guys who've decided to just get out of it, like not be involved necessarily with women at all.
So they're going gay, or
no? They're just they're going their own way.
So asexual.
Yeah, sort of, I would guess. Or, when they do date, it's like for themselves. It's like it's not to find a relationship. It's just whatever. It's not that they're going out and putting all this effort into being players or hooking up.
I see.
They're focusing on themselves and getting their financial lives and their emotional selves and everything, like their own lives.
Getting it straight.
Yeah, getting it straight, and just realizing that, I guess the whole...
I think that's generally a good approach. I mean, to make yourself the best that you can be, and then maybe you'll attract somebody who's decent for you.
But they're also frequently considered to be men's rights activists as well.
I see.
Well, because if you don't kiss the right butts,
exactly.
If you don't have the proper liberal line for every issue, you are a knuckle-dragging Neanderthal racist, misogynist, whatever the term is. And these do sound like some guys that might have been hurt at one point or another. And I think that their choices sound good, right? Go your own way and
do your own thing.
Do your own thing, and don't just.
I think that's true for women too. By the way,
a lot of MGTOW stuff.
It's okay for women. It's not okay for men. That's what the point I'm trying to make.
But there's a lot of women hating in the MGTOW movement. Let's just be clear about that. From what I've heard.
Well, that's true with both genders, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Everybody gets hurt.
He says, "LOL. I got news for you, honey. You're too picky. You're also too old. You're not living in reality. You've raised your standards higher than your sexual marketplace value. Just looking at you, I can tell you're around 40. You have wrinkles, crow's feet, and I have yet to see your body. Even if you have a nice body, you're at best of 5, maybe. 5s can't be picky. 5s need to take middle-income men who do okay, but are not the top 20% of men. As for connection, have you ever had one? I'm guessing no, so what makes you think such a thing exists? You don't know what a real man is. You and your dumb feminism killed them. I'm an older guy, and I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Guys your age don't want your damaged goods ass. They can get 25-year-olds who have few expectations. You're no spring chicken, and a white Western woman to boot. The highest maintenance and worst women on the planet.
Just remember, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel,
that you're going to get comments like this? You mean?
You're going to be open to comments from the internet.
And this is the worst of the internet, though. I mean, this is truly the meanest stuff that people
it's
say.
YouTube.
I mean, my son put up a video for his grandparents of a Lego thing that he created.
That Lego sucks!
It was Stark Tower, right? Like, he made his version of Stark Tower.
Right.
And, like, somebody's like, the colors aren't even the same. I'm like, the kid's 7, you know? Like, you took the time to type out this message so that, what, a 7-year-old? It might have
been another 7-year-old, though. You never know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, are you... How young is too young for trolling?
I guess. Best I can tell, I don't know. They start early.
So, yeah, apparently these MGTOW people are all over the comments here.
They probably posted her video and just went nuts on it. Because they are all, too, single AF.
Right. Oh, boy. What a mess. All right, so toll-free number here tonight, 855-450-FREE.
Oh, wait, are there more comments?
Do you want me to share more?
Yes.
I can share
it's
more
funny.
Here. Turnabout, this is from MGTOW Madman Reborn. Turnabout is fair play. It's called Rejection, lady. Welcome to the dating reality of men. How's that equality sandwich tasting?
Okay, so it's funny, but this lady isn't responsible for every rejected man on the planet.
No, but she has a YouTube channel.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But she's taking all this to the bank, so, you know.
Yeah, well, no, she's not. I mean,
she's
not
taking
with
monetizing. She could be monetizing.
There's no monetizing on YouTube anymore. That stuff is over.
They actually stripped Free Talk Live's YouTube channel from the monetization. They put a notice up there like, you may have found that you're making less from YouTube these days, which I don't really pay attention.
Well,
there's not much that comes in at all anyway.
No,
but
YouTube has implemented some algorithms. Actually, all the creators, I subscribe to a lot of different channels, and so all the creators
they complain about it.
Are complaining massively because because the advertisers demanded in YouTube,
they wanted family friendly.
Yeah, and so but it's like they're not picking between the advertisers. They just put in this one-size-fits-all algorithm to go through and demonetize, and the algorithm stinks. So it's like a thumbnail will demonetize, like a thumbnail that's completely innocuous will, like, they'll just start demonetizing videos. And, like, I know a guy who does food reviews who's getting his videos demonetized, and it's like there's absolutely nothing family questionable like in his videos, and it's like he's getting demonetized.
Yeah,
it's the algorithm is almost
crap.
Random.
Well, right. That's what I was going to say was the Free Talk Live YouTube channel at youtube.freetalklive.com. It'll take you to it. They've hit all of the videos and have demonetized everything, and I don't know what the reason is. Maybe you can click on it and find out. But
well, they want people to appeal. So Google wants people to appeal so that their algorithm supposedly gets better. So appeal every one of them.
I got better things to do.
Well, the thing is that it was never worth anything anyway. The demonetization, there's been several demonetizations over time. Yeah. You could make a living doing YouTube videos at some point, and now you've got
you can't now.
Now you have to be one of the top, whatever number in order to pull that off.
The thing was, the Free Keen channel hasn't been hit. So like you said, it's completely random.
Yeah.
I mean, the Free Talk Live is we're not saying offensive words. We're a radio show, right? So that's not it. It's not profanity that's getting us pulled.
Oh, people are offended, though.
Maybe because Google has enough data to know that you're a media source in the area, and so they're keeping you out of the loop.
I don't know. I mean, Free Keen is a Google News. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying they're treating us better?
They're aware of the fact that you're a media, and so they probably said, oh, this is a media channel. Let's just not even hit the algorithm on this channel.
The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. I mean, most of these aren't worth reading. It's just nasty, insults, of course, as you would expect from YouTube comments.
Everybody was laughing during the nasty insults.
Yeah, but I mean, they get pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So, more coming up here. You can share your thoughts with us. Johnson, you're going to share a story, or maybe two. We've got something about Satanists. They're back in the news regarding abortion.
You always love it when I bring in those stories about them Satanists.
I think they're fascinating. Is it the Satanic Temple again?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, we'll get it. They've always got something interesting going on over there. 855-450 free like freedom. 855-450-3733. You can join us on Free Talk Live.
Google has all but banned the movie series What Would Muhammad Do? It's a brilliant film on the true history and goals of Islam. This is the film Trump's enemies and holdouts from the Obama administration are terrified you will see. Pro-Islamic groups working with Google and other multi-billion-dollar corporations have vowed to suppress the distribution of What Would Muhammad Do? When you see it, you'll understand why. Get your copy while you still can. Order the 4-DVD collection today for $39.95 plus shipping and handling. Or go online and download the entire movie series for just $19.95. But wait, for those who order in the next 30 minutes, we'll throw in a 9-part series on the Muslim Brotherhood absolutely free. Go to www.mdfilm.com or call 304-289-3700 now. That's www.mdfilm.com or call 304-289-3700 now.
Are you sick of government lackeys who say you didn't build that? Are you tired of elitists who think you need a government permission slip for everything? Everything you do is an A to B conversation, and the government should see their way out of it. Create true free markets by adopting the BIPCOT No Government License. The BIPCOT No Gov license allows use or modification of any product, service, or software except by governments or government agents. Go to BIPCOT.org. That's Bravo, India, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Tango.org.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.04 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,286 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 5.5 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,803. Antiwar.com reports if the United States attacks North Korea, Britain is expecting to be quickly sucked into the conflict. This has UK military officials drafting plans for how they would react to an American attack. One of the planners told the press, "We have plenty of ships to send, and the brand new aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is not scheduled to be brought into service until 2020, could be activated immediately without flight trials to be rushed to the Pacific to take part in the war." That these plans are being developed underscores how seriously British officials see the risk of a war breaking out in Korea, with President Trump regularly threatening to totally destroy North Korea. British officials appear to see the threat as a real one. Whether Britain's navy would be needed in the war is less clear. The U.S. already has a massive navy, especially compared to North Korea, and such a war is likely to almost immediately boil down to massive mortar and missile fire back and forth, including potential nuclear exchanges.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports Playtex recalled 5.5 million plastic plates and bowls for children in the United States and Canada because of a choking hazard. The recall was jointly announced by Playtex parent organization Edgewell Personal Care, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, and the Canadian government. About 3.6 million units have been distributed in the United States and the rest in Canada since October 2009. They were sold until August in Babies R Us, Target, Amazon, and other stores. The company, based in Chesterfield, Missouri, said a clear plastic coating can peel or bubble from the surface of the plates and bowls. No serious injuries have been reported, but the company said it knows of 11 instances where the plastic was found in children's mouths and 4 instances of children choking on the product. Also, there have been 372 instances of the layer bubbling or peeling. The plate's designs include cars, construction scenes, giraffes, princesses, and superheroes. The white polypropylene plates and bowls have a colored rim on top or a non-slip bottom. The products were sold separately and some in sets. No other products have been recalled by the company.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports Michigan's top medical official will be charged with involuntary manslaughter for her role in the city of Flint's water crisis, which was linked to an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease that caused at least 12 deaths, according to the state prosecutor. Dr. Eden Wells, the state's chief medical executive, who already faced lesser charges, would become the 6th current or former official to face involuntary manslaughter charges in connection with the water crisis in Flint. A spokeswoman for Michigan Attorney General Bill Schwetty said the state intends to add involuntary manslaughter and misconduct in office to the other charges of obstruction of justice and lying to police that Wells already faces. Gerald Lax, an attorney for Wells, said he first learned of the proposed additional charges at a pretrial hearing on Monday when Special Prosecutor Todd Flood announced the state's intentions to file them. Lax said Flood indicated on the record that he would be providing us some additional information in relation to the charges, adding he had no further comment. The charges stem from more than 80 cases of Legionnaire's disease that were believed to be linked to the water in Flint after the city switched its source from Lake Huron to the Flint River in April 2014. Wells was among 6 current or former Michigan and Flint officials charged in June. The other 5, including Michigan Health and Human Services Director Nick Lyon, were charged at the time with involuntary manslaughter stemming from their roles in handling the crisis. Involuntary manslaughter is a felony in Michigan that carries a sentence of up to 15 years in prison.
This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
A scary day in Virginia after a mass shooting at the offices of Slash Forward Marketing. Management described the violent scene as incredibly inopportune if the company wants to hit its sales goals.
Gunshots were first heard around 9:40 a.m. VP of Sales Ken Miller placed the first 911 call.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? Someone is shooting everyone at our office. Can you guys do something about this? We really can't afford to lose focus right now.
The alleged shooter, Brian Henderson, a Slash Forward employee, was described by Miller as a so-so salesman and a, quote, candy ass who obviously couldn't howl with the big dogs. Slash Forward management said the company is rattled to the core by this poorly timed shooting.
It was horrible, really. But hashtag pray for Slash Forward is trending, and we are getting tons of media exposure, so I think we're going to survive.
Donations for the families of victims are pouring into the company website, as are applications for the 18 job openings listed immediately after the shooting.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can dial in toll free to bring up whatever you want. Our number here is 855-450. Free like freedom. What's the Satanic Temple up to? Johnson's got that story. We'll share it with you coming up here in moments. Ian Johnson and Mark in the studio tonight. Plus, if you wanted to talk about the dating issues, you know, how has dating changed in the last, say, decade or two? Is it really worse now, as this online blogger is claiming, who she herself may have her own issues to deal with? But you're still welcome to comment. Our toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. Coming in here tonight from New Jersey, it's Ralph.
You know,
Ralph, what kind of dating advice do you have for us? What do you think about the dating scene? When's the last time you were out on a date? Go ahead.
standing offer for you.
Huh?
To be fair, there's a standing offer for you that I would give you a black female to have sex with to relieve or ease the burden of white guilt.
What?
You're offering to pimp a black female to anyone on the show to have sex with?
No, you.
Me specifically.
I'm talking about you.
Okay.
I'm talking about you.
Because you believe I have white guilt for what exactly?
It's really unfair at this point in time when only the white female are going after the Negro. Those NFL players, I can tell you, those NFL players, they go for white girls after the game.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you that. I can definitely tell you that.
What does it matter who's going after who as far as, white, black, Filipino? Who cares?
Talk about being hypocritical.
Who's the hypocrite?
These NFL, players, okay?
Are you talking about the NFL coach that ended up getting outed for doing, cocaine or something like that by his ex-girlfriend?
No. I'm talking about the protest going on right now with the NFL, okay? And
I see.
Of that,
you believe that the NFL players that are kneeling are somehow protesting whiteness, and that therefore them going after white ladies.
White supremacy.
Well,
white privilege and white supremacy.
I don't know what they're saying about white privilege and white supremacy. I think that what I heard, the sort of original complaint was, please stop shooting us.
When you talk about, Mark, good evening to you, by the way. When you talk about systemic, what about blacks killing other blacks? When is that going to be seriously addressed?
Why are whites killing other whites?
Right there. That is systemic right there.
You know that the person that's most likely to kill a white is a white, right? I mean, if you want to break this out by color, and you seem to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I can definitely agree with you on that. There's no dispute or disagreement from me.
Then why do we care about black on black crime if we care on black on white crime? I think that what the concern here is that people that work for the government and a sort of systemic, what they believe to be a systemic problem. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I've seen statistics.
But Mark,
yes, sir.
Mark, if I want to be fair about something, if you bring up the issue of Las Vegas, look at Baltimore. I don't need to go to Chicago. Look at Baltimore. That's criminality on one hand, and that's gun violence on the other hand. And guess who does most of those things? Blacks. Okay? That's racist for me to say that? Yeah.
What's he saying, Mark? I can't even understand.
I don't know.
Right now.
It's racist, criminality, Baltimore.
The situation in Baltimore, you got two factors playing out there. Okay? Criminality on one hand, and then gun violence on the other hand.
Okay.
How about dealing with that too?
I don't want to deal with it.
You look at
Maybe you ought to bring some of your prostitutes down there and, give those guys a chance to, take a load off.
You really need to ease your unburden. You really need to unburden yourself and to ease.
Thank you for the professional opinion. I didn't know that's what you did. I didn't realize that you were actually a pimp.
Have sex with a black female, please.
Thanks for the call tonight, Ralph. I appreciate it. Toll-free number here.
What the hell is he talking about?
855-450-FREE. 855-450-3733.
So I'm disturbed by the black female comment because, these are women, and, I would call an animal a female. I just don't like that terminology.
I see.
I guess.
Let's go.
I'm sure if Ian weren't living in Keene, New Hampshire, and some chocolate threw some lovin' his way, some chocolate lovin'.
Let's go to Nathan. He's in Texas. Nathan, go ahead.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up the YouTube demonetization issue.
Yeah, what about it?
Because, like Johnson, I'm also subscribed to a lot of these channels, and they've been talking about it a lot for the last couple of months. I'm not surprised at all you've been demonetized because political talk was the first to go.
Huh, okay.
Under the new terms of service, which are very vague. They're very... the kind of TOS you get from a lot of these big corporate sites. They're like harassment, hate speech, anything controversial. You can find videos talking about it, criticizing it. It started earlier this year with some kind of controversy, I think, about ads appearing on a Nazi video or something.
PewDiePie.
And so YouTube
PewDiePie's a
YouTube
Nazi?
started designing a bot.
He's made some anti-Jewish comments.
An algorithm. I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
PewDiePie is who you were talking about, where this
right,
started from.
Right, the PewDiePie, the Washington Post, the failing Washington Post. They tried to make him out to be a Nazi or whatever. Or sorry, the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, so I don't know what, the term anti-Semitism gets trotted out pretty quickly if you have something bad to say about the nation of Israel, right? Like, I don't think that the United States should be giving a whole bunch of money to, any particular country, but Israel, it certainly is a receiver of that. So that is an anti-Semitic comment by some people's standards. I also think that Israel's rules for immigration seem like if they were implemented by any other country, they would be called racist and bigoted.
Right, and what really gets to me about this whole YouTube thing is that YouTube seems to have one standard, one standard for me and another for thee. And in this case, it seems no matter what the Young Turks post, that obviously their videos have a lot of profanity, a lot of controversial content, and there are several videos talking about this. No matter what they post, they'll
suitable for all advertisers, right?
Well, wait a minute, hold on.
Yes, but if
wait, didn't you just say that the Young Turks have been complaining about being demonetized? Or no, they have not.
I'm sorry, did I say that?
Okay, I thought that's what you were getting at. Well, that they were still getting.
I think everybody's been demonetized to some extent.
To some extent, right. But the Young Turks, I mean, as far as I know, most of their videos are still monetized. People have complained a lot that if they report on the same issues that they report on, the Young Turks, that they'll be demonetized. The TYT won't be. And I think there's a video from Crowder where he complains about him criticizing TYT is not suitable for all advertisers. And I think one of their co-hosts even took to gloating about this, saying that, I think mocking people in a video, saying, well, if your content's been demonetized, it must be hateful, it must be bigoted, and not suitable for advertisers. And I just find this very repugnant. Like, obviously YouTube favors them.
Yeah, I've seen some of the video game bloggers complaining about it. The Let's Play video game people.
I watch prank calls. That's been prank
demonetized.
Calls, a food reviewer, which is actually
I watch a guy that's
funny.
Just reviews knives. He just has sharp pieces of metal in his hand and he complains about it.
Wow. Well, right, I know that a lot of them have decided to flip over to Patreon and use that platform for fundraising while still producing videos on YouTube, while others have cut back their production of videos on YouTube and probably are releasing some only to Patreon subscribers as well. So there are ways that the folks who've been affected by this can handle it.
Maybe a particularly technically savvy person can find a way to combine Steam it. Right?
Okay, which is a cryptocurrency social blogging platform.
And Made Safe.
Which is a decentralized storage application.
Not just storage, but the internet entirely that's decentralized.
Right.
Is Made Safe.
There are competitors. There is a competitor like that. I think it's like BitChute or something. It's basically, I don't know if it's exactly like Made Safe, but it's sort of like what you're talking about.
Steam does have a video platform.
Does it really?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but if you look for it.
But if there's a central point of storage, then you would
it's blockchain.
Have a problem. Okay, that's interesting.
Blockchain, as I understand it.
Right.
I've not. I've watched a video on it and it worked, but that's as far as I went with it. Hey, thanks, Nathan, for the call tonight. Our toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. Luckily, there is a internet out there and lots of other options besides YouTube. More coming up. Free Talk Live.
Book Club Radio.
Today, we're chatting with Mike Papantonio, leading trial lawyer and prolific author. His latest novel, Law and Vengeance, is a non-stop, action-packed legal thriller. We spoke with him about the book and the real-life issues that inform and inspire his writing.
I ended up being involved in really complex cases. By being there, it gave me kind of an interesting view of the world that maybe most people don't see, because I'm always on the other side of a table against a corporation that's created a pharmaceutical that's killing people, or a corporations that's polluting our waterways or our air knowingly, or a Wall Street entity that's stealing from mom and pop. So I always see that part of the story, and I collect the documents and I take the depositions and I try the cases. And in there, most of these books that I write kind of write themselves, because they're all based on actual events actual cases that I handle.
On the heels of the critically acclaimed legal thriller Law and Disorder comes Law and Vengeance, the latest novel from famed trial attorney Mike Papantonio. Law and Vengeance follows the law firm of Bergman Dichotomus, who is now in the crosshairs of a weapons manufacturer. But this is not a law firm that plays by all the rules. Based on a real case, Law and Vengeance, the riveting new legal thriller by Mike Papantonio, is available wherever books are sold.
Earlier this year, after many years of conflict over the direction of Bitcoin, the creators of Bitcoin Cash did just what they were told to do. They forked off. Now there are two Bitcoins, the one that is run by the big bank patsies, and Bitcoin Cash, the one that stays true to the creator's vision. Bitcoin Cash has surprised many with its relevancy and staying power, and the price reflects it. If you believe that Bitcoin was meant to be a low-cost, easy-to-use, peer-to-peer currency that could bring economic freedom to the world, you need Bitcoin Cash. Get your Bitcoin Cash wallet right now at bitcoin.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. You may already know about the Free Talk Live audio-on-demand phone line at 641-793-9660. Did you know that not only can you listen to Free Talk Live via your phone, you can also leave a message and have it delivered to Free Talk Live's hosts? To leave us your thoughts, just dial 641-793-9660. That's 641-793-9660. Press 2 for Free Talk Live, and then hit 0 to leave your message.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, you dial. Toll free, bring up anything you want. Our number here, 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We'll find out what's going on with the Satanic Temple. Coming up here, Johnson's got that story, and a vegan food truck owner is under fire for some comments after the Vegas shooting. Mark, you will tell us about that if we get the chance. Our toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom, 855-450-3733. You want to save big time on your purchases at Amazon. Here's how you do it. You go to saveitpurse.com, because remember, you can't shop through Amazon normally and help Free Talk Live now that they've broken up with us, but you can still save huge percentages, like up to 33% off, by going to saveitpurse.com, saveatpurse.com. I just saved 25%. I got another key for the car that we have here, and I saved 25% on buying that key through saveitpurse.com, saveatpurse.com.
You don't have to go to the dealer to get new keys these days?
You have to get it. It's one of those transponder ones, so it has to be programmed at the dealer.
Okay.
But you can actually order the key itself online. No, not always.
Yeah,
not always.
Sometimes you can program them yourself.
Correct. So anyway, toll-free number here tonight, 855-450-FREE. But the catch with saveitpurse.com is you have to have Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency in order to be able to get these tremendous discounts. So try it out for yourself. Save at Person. If you needed another reason to get Bitcoin besides the fact that it's at all-time highs and it could be going even higher within the next several weeks, this is a great reason to do it any time of the year because you get tremendous discounts. SaveAtPurse.com. All right.
Yeah, my guy that says to what to buy at any given time. Somebody I listen to on what the cryptos that are going to go up in value.
Mm-hmm.
He says the place to be right now is probably Bitcoin, Neo, and perhaps Ripple.
But everybody has an opinion about that, and they could
do.
all be wrong. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
It's not my advice. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't predict the future, but it is interesting watching Bitcoin over the last year. It's kind of look at the pattern. Not saying that it's going to follow a pattern. It may not, but it appears to have this year where it kind of rises up. Kind of goes up pretty dramatically, then stumbles a little bit, then goes up again, then stumbles a little bit.
It basically had that pattern prior to the Mt. Gox debacle that kicked it in the gut for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially it's followed that pattern except for the Mt. Gox problem.
Right. So anyway, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, go check out Bitcoin.com. But Johnson, what's going on with the Satanic Temple these days? They're always doing something interesting.
Well, the Supreme Court of Missouri has agreed to hear an interesting religious and reproductive liberty case brought by Mary Doe, a member of the Satanic Temple, and the case challenges an informed consent law requiring a 72-hour waiting period, an ultrasound, and support for statements like, life begins at conception before a woman can get an abortion.
You have to say life begins at conception before you can get an abortion?
Apparently that's a statement that has to be provided to the women.
In Wisconsin.
In Missouri.
I'm sorry, Missouri.
The case would be the first of its kind heard by either the Missouri Supreme Court or the U.S. Supreme Court, notes the Kansas City Star. Doe claims the requirements violate her right to religious freedom, as Satanists do not believe that life begins at conception. The first court to hear the case rejected Doe's constitutional claims, but an appeals court last week decided Doe's claims might have merit. It presents a contested matter of right that involves fair doubt and reasonable room for disagreement. The Western District Court of Appeals ruled unanimously, ordering the case to be transferred to the jurisdiction of the Missouri Supreme Court. Missouri regulations require that any woman seeking an abortion must first view an active ultrasound, wait 72 hours after an initial doctor's visit, and sign papers declaring that they have read and understand state-mandated statements that a personhood begins at conception and that abortion at any stage terminates the life of a separate, unique, living human being.
Okay.
Wow. That's a pretty serious restrictions on being able to buy a service.
The sole
what part of it's inaccurate? I'm not saying that
people have different opinions about that.
Okay. Well, it's not an opinion as to when life begins.
Actually, it is an opinion.
What if somebody has an opinion on whether you're alive or not?
Well, everybody can have an opinion. They're all entitled to them.
Do you not think that they should be charged with a crime if they end your life?
Well, yeah, but again, we're not talking about the life of an actual human being. We're talking about a fetus.
Well,
right?
Yeah, so there you go. This whole statement about it being a living human being would be contested. That some people might not agree that it's a human being yet.
Well, it's a human life.
Again, that's
some
up for
people.
contention.
Then some people might also argue that a cancerous tumor is a human life.
Well,
because it happens to be consistent of human cells or something.
It's not autonomous. All right.
It's not autonomous.
Neither is a fetus, in case you hadn't noticed.
Not fully autonomous, but it's getting there. It's working that way.
Sure. So it's the potential for
you got lots of friends that aren't autonomous, buddy.
What you talking about?
I'm just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's making a terrible joke. The sole purpose of, and when you're in college or high school, you have lots of friends who are not autonomous either.
Indeed.
The sole purpose of the law is to indoctrinate pregnant women into the belief held by some, but not all, Christians, that a separate and unique human being begins at conception. This is a quote, wrote the appeals court. Because the law does not recognize or include other beliefs, Doe contends that it establishes an official religion and makes it clear that the state disapproves of her beliefs. Despite its provocative name, the Satanic Temple doesn't actually worship Satan. There's no ritual sacrifice or other trappings of satanic lore.
That we know of.
Yeah. It's more of a mischievous and high-concept anti-religion, opposed to the tenets of organized Christianity and their infiltration of American laws.
It's trolling atheists.
Yeah. Its description of its mission actually sounds mighty libertarian, as well as steeped in traditional morality.
Libertarians disagree on this issue.
Yeah. To encourage benevolence and empathy among all people, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense and justice, and to be directed by the human conscience, to undertake noble pursuits guided by the individual will.
These are the tenets?
Yeah, those are the tenets of the Satanic Church, apparently, or the Satanic Temple in Missouri.
Right.
The first conception was in response to George W. Bush's creation of the White House's Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives. One of the Satanic Temple founders told the New York Times in 2015, "I thought there should be some kind of counter." He hit on the idea of starting a faith-based organization that met all the Bush administration's criteria for receiving funds, but was repugnant to them. Imagine if a satanic organization applied for funds.
And that is the problem, and that is why government shouldn't be involved in religion, is because you might have your favorite religion, and you might think that that's what religion looks like. However, religion has a really broad definition.
Yes.
I don't concur that human life has quite the broad definition, but nonetheless, I don't think that, that abortion has a particularly good history in this country, whether it's legal or illegal.
He said, imagine if a satanic organization applied for funds. He remembered thinking, it would sink the whole program. Both founders consider themselves atheistic Satanists with no more literal belief in Satan than they do in a literal God. To them, Satan represents the solidarity of outsiders, those judged and excluded by the mainstream. He explains the Times.
The toll-free number tonight is 855-450-FREE like freedom. Your thoughts on the Satanic Temple. We may have more here on this. You're, of course, welcome to join us and take control of the airwaves. 855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live.
With nearly 70 years of history engineering bunkers, today, Atlas Survival Shelters is still the authority. Atlas offers 18 different choices, from commercial tornado shelters to underground nuclear fallout shelters, starting at just $99.99 with 100% financing available. Comfortable interiors and state-of-the-art air filtration systems. Atlas Survival Shelters are the most popular private survival shelters in the world. Call 1-855-4BUNKER now or visit atlassurvivalshelters.com.
Want revenge on the common housefly? Well, after 10,000 years, someone has finally come up with a better way. The Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun, which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic and no batteries required. $39.95 plus shipping and handling. Use discount code GCN and receive 15% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter and get your Bug Assault today.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Lil Drums. Every bit as fun as a full-size Nestle drumstick cone, and definitely cuter. Visit us at drumstick.com. Vacations are all about family time, but you don't have to leave home to have fun. Take 1 weekend a month and devote it to family activities. Pull out the board games and puzzles, serve up some treats, or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you've really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. We invite you to join us here toll free at 855-450 free like freedom. It's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype, and the Skype username is LRN.FM. Joining you in studio tonight, it's Ian.
And Johnson.
And Mark.
There's an interesting case, Johnson, you're telling us about out of Missouri. I confused that with Wisconsin. Sorry about that, Wisconsin folks.
It's better than confusing it with misery.
Right. Missouri, there's apparently some really restrictive, clearly like religious-based rules that apply to anyone looking to get an abortion. They have to watch an ultrasound of their baby first. They have to have a 72-hour waiting period.
I feel like I need to translate your apology. He meant to say, sorry there, cheesehead.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. He's very apologetic to you there.
So what? Can you run down the list of the requirements again for somebody that wants to get an abortion?
Sure. So those requirements are
and now the Satanic Temple is challenging these requirements in court, basically saying that a Satanist doesn't have these particular beliefs that they're trying to sort of get the woman to agree to.
Yeah. In order to get an abortion in Missouri, a woman must first view an active ultrasound, wait 72 hours after an initial doctor's visit, and sign papers declaring that they have read and understand state-mandated requirements that personhood begins at conception and that abortion at any stage terminates the life of a separate, unique, living human being.
I mean, it just seems like it's false on its face. The being is not separate. It is connected to its mother at that point. But this definitely is, I mean, it sounds very, very we're forcing this down people's throats. And
I've always kind of, my personal belief is that, yes, that's true if you're getting an abortion, but I've always thought that what we should be advocating for, if you're advocating for, if you're both pro-choice and pro-life, which I think it's possible to be, then don't advocate for abortion. Just advocate for separating the fetus from the mother and
letting it die.
Just whatever happens.
Well,
happens.
At this time,
if
that's what would happen. But it's not far.
Is it though?
They put a sheep in a bag at this point.
Right.
So I mean, it is possible to do this.
So my thought is, if you are religious and you're part of a church, start donating the millions and millions and billions of dollars that it's going to require to save the life of every unwanted birth that's out there. Hundreds of thousands of people that will likely grow up to be vicious criminals, right?
Or in abusive households.
Or in
whatever.
abusive households with the fostering system that is just, like where children are sent to the homes of parents who are human garbage.
Yeah, monsters.
Who just want to be monsters and just abuse and, violate the children that they're seeking to get custody of, right? Let's have you fund those programs with your money. Right? Put your money where your mouth is, and have these people raised in these scientific laboratories. Like, let's just go watch the movie Soldier. Maybe the military will sponsor it, and they'll grow them up to be weapons of war. Trained and psychologically abused from birth to be
don't give them any
mindless
ideas, Johnson.
weapons.
They may very well go for that. I think this is where the religious community and those that are highly anti-abortion really fall down. Is that there aren't that many options for young people to who want to get abortions. And what to do. Who's going to take care of this kid? Well, you are. You did it. Well, thanks. I've got this other option that's a significantly less trouble. Mm-hmm. I think I'll take that one. So I think that's the best argument that's out there is that, well, what if all these kids are born? Then what?
We're going to go to your calls and thoughts. You can bring up what you want. Let's talk first to Dan. He's in Nebraska, listening online. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Ian. Hey, Mark. Hey, Johnson.
What's on your mind?
I called in. I'm sorry. I called in tonight because I kind of wanted to defend. Maybe I don't know a good adjective for it, but poorly represented young men in two ways. Because lucky for me tonight, I'm both a MGTOW and a Satanist. Hold
on. Let me translate here. MGTOW is a new term for me tonight. Men going their own way is what that stands for. Go ahead.
So the first thing is I think that people think that MGTOWs are for the most part kind of nasty, or they're kind of I don't know how to put it. Like they're just nasty and rude people, but what I can tell when I actually go onto places on Reddit or 4chan where I spend quite a bit of my time with these other MGTOW is that it's really more of a movement for solidarity for men who just have an increasingly difficult time, especially young ones in the world of dating nowadays. And a lot of us, we all have the same story, and I believe part of that is just because this is what happens if you have feminism in a country for so many years, is that eventually you're going to have a generation of men who've grown up with it all their lives, and
what is it that happens though? What are what's the experience that you said you're solid on, or that has been across
solidarity?
Yeah.
No, I mean solidarity as in it's a group where we are all understanding of each other because we have the same cultural experience of being.
What's the experience though? That's what I'm asking. What is thing?
How is feminism negatively affecting you?
So the experience I'm talking about is one where I guess as long as I've been in the educational system, I've had to learn that men are evil. They're responsible for the world's worst atrocities, and that particularly white and Western American men, I should be guilty for being an American man because
who's telling you this?
For all these...
Where are you hearing that?
Well,
I did not hear that in high school. I can tell you that, and I didn't hear it in college.
Okay. Well, first off, I think when I grew up kind of in the suburbs, and I actually still live in the suburbs. I live in the suburbs of a pretty big metropolitan area, but I actually had a lot of, really liberal high school teachers, and they would definitely let out their political beliefs from time to time. And I actually remember that there was one time I was in my AP Psych class having to defend the psychology behind, members of the young alt-right, because my psychology teacher simply didn't understand us or our perspectives, in this when she would talk about, men or white men or American men or Western people or Western culture in the ways that she would. And, I would say that in most humanities or English or whatever related fields, I definitely got that impression. And that also that definite, I got it.
So it sounds like you're referring to things that were kind of indoctrinated or attempted to be indoctrinated upon you in the government school system. But I guess I'm more curious about the experience that you might have had as far as like dating or whatever, do you guys share experiences there that have been a turnoff to women, or is it all like we're gonna be mad at women because some people in school told us these things? I'm confused.
Well, I think that. Okay, do you want me to speak from my own personal experience, or do you want me to try to?
You from your own personal experience. First of all, how old are you?
I am 19 years old.
Okay, got it. Now, so you're just fresh out of high school, maybe in college,
I'm
or
fresh out of high school.
Are you going to college?
I am in college.
Okay, got
Yes,
it.
I am.
So anyway,
So-
what's your experience?
My personal experience is that I think that I was really kind of taught as a young kid by my feminist mom and all my feminist teachers to try to be this kind of male that women simply don't want. Women simply do not particularly care for this kind of soft, feminized kind of man that is encouraged by Hollywood and by other social institutions like that.
And did you have an experience where you were this soft guy that you're describing and you were rejected as a result of that, you believe?
I've only known rejection my whole life, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't changed from being the soft guy. I'm just now a really bitter soft guy.
All right. We can continue here in moments because
Gets better.
I want to know about experiences. You attempted the dating apps. You're the first young male to call in on this topic. So hang on, Dan. We'll continue because for those just tuning in, we did spend the first couple hours of the show talking about the dating world today and how it supposedly may be different than it has been and frustrating for people on both sides. 855-450 free like freedom. It's Free Talk Live.
From the second letter of Captain Mark. Any pirate knows that commerce is communication. Markets condense oceans of information into a single price. Innovations in communication are circumventing the scrutiny of the crown. This signals a change in the coin of the realm. The crown uses digital currency to surveil, censor, seize, and destroy wealth at will, so pirate currency must protect us from this weaponized money. We need to move funds further, faster, cheaper, and without third-party observation, basing decisions on an accelerating flow of information. So pirates require nearly instantaneous transactions with no arbitrary limits on volume or artificial influences on fees. Most importantly, a pirate currency must preclude centralization. Otherwise, it will become another link in our chain to the crown. A superior currency will result in the obsolescence of the coin of the realm and the extinction of the crown itself. Trade above the grid. Join us at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Does the current world crisis in North Korea or our domestic crisis right here in America concern you? Well, I know it concerns me. My friends over at Legacy Food Storage have solutions in the event there's the inevitable. What's the inevitable? Civil unrest, a run on your local grocery store. And here's my question to you. If this happens, how do you feed your children? How do you feed your grandchildren? Legacy Food Storage has the solutions. In fact, they can help you implement a simple plan to take care of your needs in the event of the inevitable. By calling them right now, I have authorized them to give you a special 20% discount at checkout by simply using GCN. Call 888-543-7345 or visit them at legacyfoodstorage.com. That's 888-543-7345 or visiting them at legacyfoodstorage.com. Make sure you use GCN at checkout for an incredible 20% discount. Don't be a victim. Take control of your life now.
Mere days before his upcoming relocation to Denver, Colorado, 4-year Chicago resident Paul Marston admitted today that he wished he had taken a little more time to truly loathe the city he has lived in for nearly half a decade.
You know, I've been here for a couple years, but now that I'm finally leaving, I realize I never really got to hate this place.
Marsden confirmed that in the time he's lived in the city, he never quite managed to explore his own shitty neighborhood, adding that he regrets never getting to know the stuck-up workers at the cafe down the block, never visiting the overpriced bodega on his corner, and never becoming violently ill from the food at the crappy Mexican place across the street from him.
You know, I lived right next to that bar for 4 years, and I just wish I took more time to abhor the disgusting smell that hits you every time you walk by. I'd always heard this place blows. Guess it's a shame I never got to hate it like I should.
For more on this story, check this week's Onion Review.
This is the Onion News Network.
The three most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1, share one episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2, buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3, give $5 a month to the AMP program. It's my firm belief that Free Talk Live's AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented organizations. Support all the organizations you love, but make sure you give $5 a month to AMP at amp.freetalklive.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Moments remain. There's enough time here if you're on the line right now. If you're not, well, sorry, probably not going to get you on tonight. But you can always call back tomorrow night because we're doing this thing 7 nights a week. And, of course, you can join us here and online as well over at freetalklive.com. Don't forget, you can also get signed up for our email list there at freetalklive.com. It's an easy sign-up box right there, kind of in the middle of the page towards the top at freetalklive.com. We'll send you an email usually about once a week to keep you informed with what's going on with Free Talk Live. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And Johnson.
And Mark.
We've been talking most of the show, or especially in the first couple hours, about dating. And what sparked the conversation was an online column complaining from a woman in her early 30s, although she looked a little older to most of us, complaining about the dating marketplace and, you know, how terrible it is now for her, that she's actually being rejected out of hand or being blown off. And, of course, a lot of people looking at this, and a lot of men looking at this and saying, well, hey, welcome to our life. You know, from age 18 to 30 or whatever. And we've got a young gentleman on the line with us here, Dan, in Nebraska. He's 19 years old. He's in college right now. And you said that your life so far has been nothing but rejection, Dan, and you're frustrated by that. You've joined the MGTOW movement, which is a term I'd never heard of before tonight. It stands for Men Going Their Own Way. And you said that you are kind of a softie. That's how you were trained to be by society and your feminist mother. And you say that women don't want that in your experience. Anyway, I don't want to put more words in your mouth. I'm just trying to recap there. Are you with us, Dan?
That is totally true.
So tell us about your experience as far as, like, you know, have you gotten rejected on, you know, how many occasions? Because you sound kind of jaded for a pretty young guy.
So I'm going to say I've been rejected. I was rejected about 4 or 5 times. I tried, Tinder one time, didn't work. And then that's when I went MGTOW, which means you just kind of stop trying at that point. Once you go MGTOW, that means the trying is done.
That's unbelievable. That's just so much rejection. I don't know how. I think that you should go into sales with a record like that.
You're being facetious,
yes,
Johnson.
I am. 4 times.
You're saying he didn't try
5
enough.
times you were rejected.
5. It was 5, Johnson.
That is brutal.
5.
But Johnson, it's every single time.
Every single time. 5 whole times you're rejected. Dude, if you now change your numbers to 5,000 times, and then you can start talking about experience. Because where you're coming from is not a position of experience.
His experience is his experience,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, sure. But it's 5 times.
I agree with Johnson.
If you were to go into sales and you were like, boss, I just don't know what to do. I was rejected 5 times trying to sell this particular
the boss would
widget.
say, pick up the phone and make 500 more calls.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to note that a relationship is the highest level of sale that you can have.
You're selling yourself.
I can sell radio ads to a dozen different businesses at any given week, but I can only have one committed long-term relationship, and that's what is being asked for here from, I presume women in your case. That's what is being asked of them. So you have to understand that you have to catch them at the right time. You have to,
not during dinner.
Bitterness.
Yes, during dinner.
Bitterness isn't attractive, and that's what I hear from the sort of MGTOW thing you're talking about. Going your own way and not trying are two different things. So if MGTOW means focusing on yourself and making you the best you can be, then I'm all for that. If it means I'm not going to try at something that I think might make me happy, I'm not for that.
Mark, I'm going to say that I've had my ego shattered after these 5 times, and I think that because I was able to find such immediate, because I've been on 4chan and Reddit since I was like 15, and I'd already kind of seen a lot of men try. And once I kind of realized that I was getting the same results as they'd gotten after they'd tried many times, I just kind of figured that I'd probably get similar results. So that's kind of why I decided to just...
Now, why did you say being on 4chan and Reddit was another part of the problem, Johnson? What did you mean by that?
Just because it's a bubble of reality that's just not... I shouldn't have even said a bubble of reality. It's just a bubble of...
misogynistic?
Well, not necessarily misogynistic, but like the same types of people interested in the same types of things, and it's the internet. It's not getting out and getting experience. You're not living.
The 5 girls that you tried to ask to presumably for a date or something. What were the circumstances around those asks? Was it all online, real life?
The online I don't count.
Mm-hmm.
But I did actually try Tinder, and I tried it for like a few weeks, and I actually never got a single match, even though my profile was I actually had a female coworker who was my age at the time, 18, help me make this Tinder, and it still didn't work. And so that's like
that's frustrating.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Sure.
And when you say it didn't work, that means that nobody swiped on you. Is that what you're saying? Nobody that you swiped on swiped on you.
That's right.
Got it.
Okay, so this is what I tell people on a regular basis, young men on a regular basis, is that you got to be, you got to be where women are. That they're not going to stumble across you. You got to stumble across them. They've been indoctrinated their whole lives.
Plus, 80% of them won't ever even swipe on you anyway. On that app,
they've been indoctrinated their whole lives to say to expect you to go after them, and as annoying as that is, that's the way it is. And so, and you're at a time in your life when you're going after women that have a high social value. Women between the ages of 18 to 25, it's high level of value there. Maybe there shouldn't be, but there is. And so what I recommend is finding hobbies and things to do that are outside of the house that would be of some interest to women. My son was in a dance class. He's much younger than you are. But he was in a dance class, and he was literally 5%. It was 5% male, 19 women to 1, or those sorts of things. I recommend dance classes because you're always going to do well there. But get out of the house. Coffee shops
probably should be something
college.
you're actually interested in.
It
right?
should, but it is. I mean, dancing is athletic, and be interested in something that's going to do well for you.
I don't necessarily agree with that advice. I mean, I do to a certain extent. That you want to get out and have experiences, but do whatever things you're interested in for the most part, and that might not necessarily share. So with interests that maybe a lot of women are into,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there might be, but there's generally going to be some. But I'd suggest that what you need to do is get into the mentality of appreciating the failures and actually getting into the mindset that you're going to try and fail, like literally go ahead and not worry about it, not put so much value on these rejections, right? And in fact, go out and seek to get rejected hundreds of times. Like, go out and seek that, and just, that way you won't put any value on it and stop.
It doesn't feel like a big deal. Then,
yeah,
right?
and once you stop doing that, that's when you're going to start to succeed.
Yeah.
Is just let go.
Can I make a comment that is more about MGTOW in general, though? Now,
sure.
It's like a kind of a. This is one concept that I do want to point out just so that I can make my whole argument seem more together, and that's that most of us at the beginning actually did fall for like the meme of taking our indoctrination. And I remember distinctly that I had a pretty esteemed view of feminism for a long time, and I'd actually told, I'd try to talk to certain girls, and these don't count as the ones I'm asking out. These count as the ones I made conversation with, which is a different thing. That I believe in the tenets of feminism. You can tell at that point that they do not like men who are like that, and that a lot of us have this moment that we hit that we call the red pill, where basically we realize that what we've been told was wrong, and we take a hard right turn. I don't know if you ever heard of that term before, but it's pretty popular not only the MGTOW world, but also people who were, I think that a lot of libertarians and also young alt-lighters, use that word because it's a lot of us have this like youth in our beliefs that comes from this hurt place where we feel like we've been lied to by our society this entire time.
I think this MGTOW thing deserves some more discussion. We don't have time for it tonight, but I want to thank you, Dan, for calling and sharing your own personal experiences with us here this evening. I do appreciate that. Thank you for the call here. I think that when I was his age, I also focused on myself and making myself as successful as possible, and I think that was a good choice generally because it worked. And I didn't have relationships distracting me from that. On the other hand, I also have zero dating experience as a result of that. We can talk more about this. In fact, Vice has a piece called "This Group of Straight Men is Swearing Off Women." So maybe we'll talk about that on another night. But we're out of time for tonight. You can join us online in the meantime over at freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealestate.com.
Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.04 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,286 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 5.5 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,803. Antiwar.com reports if the United States attacks North Korea, Britain is expecting to be quickly sucked into the conflict. This has UK military officials drafting plans for how they would react to an American attack. One of the planners told the press, "We have plenty of ships to send, and the brand new aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is not scheduled to be brought into service until 2020, could be activated immediately without flight trials to be rushed to the Pacific to take part in the war. That these plans are being developed underscores how seriously British officials see the risk of a war breaking out in Korea, with President Trump regularly threatening to totally destroy North Korea. British officials appear to see the threat as a real one. Whether Britain's navy would be needed in the war is less clear. The U.S. already has a massive navy, especially compared to North Korea, and such a war is likely to almost immediately boil down to massive mortar and missile fire back and forth, including potential nuclear exchanges.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports Playtex recalled 5.5 million plastic plates and bowls for children in the United States and Canada because of a choking hazard. The recall was jointly announced by Playtex parent organization Edgewell Personal Care, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, and the Canadian government. About 3.6 million units have been distributed in the United States and the rest in Canada since October 2009. They were sold until August in Babies R Us, Target, Amazon, and other stores. The company, based in Chesterfield, Missouri, said a clear plastic coating can peel or bubble from the surface of the plates and bowls. No serious injuries have been reported, but the company said it knows of 11 instances where the plastic was found in children's mouths and 4 instances of children choking on the product. Also, there have been 372 instances of the layer bubbling or peeling. The plates' designs include cars, construction scenes, giraffes, princesses, and superheroes. The white polypropylene plates and bowls have a colored rim on top or a non-slip bottom. The products were sold separately and some in sets. No other products have been recalled by the company.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports Michigan's top medical official will be charged with involuntary manslaughter for her role in the city of Flint's water crisis, which was linked to an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease that caused at least 12 deaths, according to the state prosecutor. Dr. Eden Wells, the state's chief medical executive, who already faced lesser charges, would become the 6th current or former official to face involuntary manslaughter charges in connection with the water crisis in Flint. A spokeswoman for Michigan Attorney General Bill Schwetty said the state intends to add involuntary manslaughter and misconduct in office to the other charges of obstruction of justice and lying to police that Wells already faces. Gerald Lax, an attorney for Wells, said he first learned of the proposed additional charges at a pretrial hearing on Monday when Special Prosecutor Todd Flood announced the state's intentions to file them. Lax said Flood indicated on the record that he would be providing us some additional information in relation to the charges, adding he had no further comment. The charges stem from more than 80 cases of Legionnaire's disease that were believed to be linked to the water in Flint after the city switched its source from Lake Huron to the Flint River in April 2014. Wells was among 6 current or former Michigan and Flint officials charged in June. The other 5, including Michigan Health and Human Services Director Nick Lyon, were charged at the time with involuntary manslaughter stemming from their roles in handling the crisis. Involuntary manslaughter is a felony in Michigan that carries a sentence of up to 15 years in prison.
This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
It's the Onion Radio News. Starbucks begins its sinister Phase 2 of operation. This is Doyle Redland reporting. After a decade of aggressive expansion throughout North America and abroad, Starbucks suddenly and unexpectedly closed